Shep. We've changed over our announcing crew, and here to call the action for you in Game 2, Frank Mazzacco and the venerable Lou Nanne.
Thank you very much, Jim Gilliland, and welcome to the second game of the afternoon session, which Louis, at the beginning of the show today, I said was going to be a very solid matchup between these two teams.
Well, it should be. One thing you have to watch out for, though, that a team like Moorhead has got explosive power. When you look at that team, White Bear is going to have a good, solid checking game. Otherwise, it could be a blowout. And I say that because you look at the scoring of a team like Moorhead, their top line's got 94 goals. The second line's got 60, which equates to the amount that the first line of White Bear has. So White Bear's got to play it close to the vest. Moorhead will try and really run and gun with it, and it's going to be interesting to see which style prevails, but Moorhead has to be the favorite.
I think you would agree with that also if you figure out that they're also ranked third in the state and made it to the state tournament with a quadruple overtime win over Elk River, and that certainly was a thriller, 4-3. White Bear Lake, on the other hand, is a team that has been very much on the rise in the second half of the season. They also made it to the state tournament with an overtime victory, 2-1 over Hill Murray. A couple of games that most folks thought were just classic high school hockey games.
Well, it's always good when you can see a team like White Bear coming on strong going into the tournament. You want to come into the tournament playing your best hockey, and that's what White Bear has done. They started off slow, they came on, and to get there through a Hill Murray team, which consistently has proven to be a solid hockey team, been here an innumerable amount of times, and knows how to play those close games. It has to be a feather in the hat for White Bear to come up with a 2-1 win. And that Elk River game in Moorhead, I had some people tell me that have seen a lot of hockey this year. That's the best hockey game they've seen of any kind this year in the state of Minnesota, and it's real crime that a team like Elk River isn't here. That would have been a great game for the state tournament.
Oh yeah.
Let alone, you know, just to have it for the regional finals. And Moorhead had to come through a fine hockey club. Elk River had all kinds of talent, depth, and it must have been just a barn burner and really a well-played game for it to go that way.
I was up there in St. Cloud Fort. 7,000 people were packed in at the National Hockey Center. And to put a footnote on that thrilling game, I think one of the most touching moments I've seen in hockey anywhere was the handshake between the two clubs. It was the longest, most emotional, thoughtful handshake. The guys were hugging on the ice. They were talking about not only that game, but I'm also told about their 8 previous meetings going back to youth hockey. 6 of those games went into overtime, so I suppose it's fitting that the section championship game would go to overtime as well. I think both coaches here also figure, Louis, that it might be a little bit of a run and gun. Both teams tend to play with a little more scoring punch. White Bear Lake, as you mentioned, their scoring does drop off when you get down to the second line, but their second and third lines are balanced. They could count on both of them for some scoring as well.
Well, they're going to have to do that, and any time you get a team like Moorhead that's a strong offensive hockey club, you've got to have good goaltending on the opposite side. So White Bear is going to have to look, as you see the teams on the ice right now, and the coach is getting ready. You've got to make certain that your goaltending is going to be good, and White Bear is going to have solid goaltending, because Moorhead has another thing going for them. They've got 10 returning players. They've been here 3 years in a row. They got that experience. They shouldn't experience nearly the jitters that a team like White Bear would at the outset. So if White Bear has to do anything early, they've got to play close and tight early to get the adrenaline going, to get the nervousness out of their system, to allow themselves to get into the flow of the game. Moorhead, having been here, as I said, 10 of them from last year in 3 years in a row. They've got that experience and they're accustomed to it. On top of that, coming through a team like Elk River over such a long overtime, really the first part of this game doesn't seem as intense to them, because you got a whole game to go. And you've got a couple of hockey clubs here that are capable of moving on, but you also have to remember you got a team in Moorhead that's really looking past White Bear right now. If you were to ask them, what do you think? They've all got Jefferson in their mind. They've had a game against them. It was real close. And so White Bear's got another thing going in their favor early on. This club might be looking past them.
We should also mention that Moorhead defeated White Bear Lake in an earlier meeting this year by a score of 7-4. That incidentally was played here at the Civic Center during the Civic Center Holiday Classic Tournament. All right, let's go now to Dick Stanford for the introduction of the players from both schools.
Our second quarterfinal game of the day matches the champions of Section 3AA with a record of 16-7-2, the Bears from White Bear Lake. And the champions of Section 8AA with a record of 23-2, the Spuds from Moorhead. Let's begin by meeting the cheerleaders from the respective school. First for White Bear Lake, Michelle Lecheski, Gretchen Kuiper, Kristen Banning, Dea Rolifson, and the bear is Scott King. And now let's meet the Moorhead cheerleaders. First, Sally Beach, Carly Johnson, Erin Tuck, Rochelle Jestvay, Stephanie Pesha. And now the players. First, let's meet the Bears. Junior goaltender, wearing number 1, Tim Simpkins. Senior defenseman, number 2, Eric Olson. Sophomore forward, number 3, Jeff Rose. Sophomore defenseman, number 4, Luke Simonson. Junior defenseman, number 5, Doug Schuler. Senior defense, number 6, Tony Lammers. Senior forward, number 7, Jesse Rooney. Junior forward, number 8, Mike Lovett. Junior forward, number 9, Pete Road. Senior forward, number 10, Justin Giese. Junior defense, number 11, Matt Peterson. Senior forward, number 12, Dave Hall. Senior forward, number 14, Todd Strokeridge. Junior forward, number 15, Brad Schwartzbauer. Senior forward, number 16, Sean Sweeney. Junior defenseman, number 17, Jared Rigstad. Junior forward, number 18, Tom Jensen. Junior forward, number 19, Randy Gallatin. Junior forward, number 20, Chris Mosley. And senior goaltender, number 30, Scott Meyer. The head coach of the Bears is Mike Schwartz and assistant Stan Blum. And now let's meet the Spuds. First, sophomore defenseman, number 2, B.J. Knudsen. Senior defense, number 3, Rob Grammer. Senior forward, number 4, Jared Bernstrom. Senior forward, number 5, Josh Arnold. Junior forward, number 7, Matt Cullen. Sophomore forward, number 8, Troy Bagney. Junior forward, number 10, Ryan Frisch. Junior defense, number 11, Pete Cullen. Senior forward, number 12, Jason Redfield. Junior defenseman, number 13, Joel Jameson. Senior forward, number 15, John Haberlock. Junior defense, number 16, Rory Corton. Junior defense, number 17, Scott Tobold. Sophomore forward, number 18, John Tranby. forward number 19, Ryan Kraft. Junior forward number 22, David Fear. Junior forward number 23, Ryan Corton. Junior forward number 24, Jeff Gregoire. Senior goaltender number 27, Troy Brecky. Senior goaltender number 33, Jeremy Gregoire. The head coach of the Spuds is Terry Cullen, and his assistant is Terry Shirtcliffe. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the officials for this quarterfinal match. The referees are James Larson and Larry Dow, and the linesman is Paul Stengel. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we request your attention for an important announcement from the players. From White Bear area, number 14, Todd Strokirch, and from Moorhead, number 3, Rob Grammer.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Minnesota State High School League State Hockey Tournament. We appreciate your attendance at the tournament, and we hope you enjoy it.
The state tournament is being played under the rules of the Minnesota State High School League. These rules provide for fair play and good sportsmanship among players and coaches. As athletes, we ask that spectators promote the ideals of good sportsmanship, fair play, and respect for our opponents and the calls of the officials. Thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen. We're ready for our second quarterfinal game of the day.
So it will be third-ranked Moorhead with a 23-2 record out of the Mariucci Conference going against White Bear Lake. 7 losses, that might be deceiving, and 2 ties as they come out of the Twin Cities Suburban East Conference and get ready for this game. Their last appearance was in 1990 for the Bears as they were the consolation championships. Highest they got was second place back when there was a Mariner High School.
Well, they've had a good history though in White Bear. They've had many good hockey clubs coming out of there. You look at the goaltender today, Scott Meyer, and Meyer has had the opportunity to play against this team before. Moorhead had one previous victory this year over White Bear, 7-4. Meyer's got a 3.07 goals against, and he expects to see a lot of rubber today. You can expect Moorhead to get a number of quality shots. They're a high-scoring hockey club, and he's really the key for White Bear in this hockey game this afternoon.
And the senior Jeremy Gregoire is in the middle of that pile up there. He has earned his way into the starting rotation. Troy Brecky is a 4-year letter winner, but that's number 27, Brecky there. He is reduced to a backup role here because Gregoire has come on very strong, especially since Christmas.
Oh, he's got a 16-2 record. He's got a 1.01 goals against average. When you're only giving up a goal a game, you're pretty tough to beat. You're not going to lose many hockey games when you give up that few goals. And he has got a good club in front of him. He's got a defense that's also potent. You got 2 defensemen there. He's got Grammer with 9 goals and Pete Cullen with 8. That's pretty high scoring for defensemen in 25 hockey games.
And as we get ready for this face-off, want to welcome those of you watching up in the northern part of state on KDLH television out of Duluth. Welcome to our coverage here from the Civic Center, and we are underway. And just that quickly, we're going to stop. 6 seconds in, we get an icing call, and back in the White Bear end.
Well, early on when you get the puck, you know, as we said, there's jitters, there's some adrenaline rushing through. People don't really handle the puck as well as they do after the game gets going. They want to just make a pass, get rid of the puck, and White Bear right there trying a long pass just goes for icing. You want to start to get the flow of the game really early, and one thing you want to do is make your passes right, even if they got to be short passes, so you get the rhythm going.
Matt Cullen, Troy Bagley, and Ryan Frisch are up front for Moorhead. A quick centering pass is deflected away. Pete Rode leading the charge out the center for White Bear Lake. Todd Strokirch and Jesse Rooney are on his wings. And the puck rolls free, finally flipped out at center ice. Raced up along the near boards by Rode. He has a shot, he takes it, but he fired high, and it comes down off the glass, and it rebounds over to Matt Cullen. Cullen comes up ice 2-on-2 as the Bears are in the middle of a chain. Now here's Bagley trying to work it in front. He was upended, puck cleared to the line, but not out. Cullen keeping it in. That was Pete Cullen, the defenseman. The Cullens are cousins, Matt and Pete. And Moorhead regains control out at center. Wolf back in over the line. Grammer tried to tie up his man, couldn't do it, but the Spuds get the puck. Taken away again, sent it right in front of that they were looking for a perfect setup there to Jesse Rooney. His tip in just went wide. Now back to center ice comes Moorhead. Josh Arnold jammed up on the wall. To get it in. Sean Sweeney there to take it away for White Bear Lake. Very placid tempo here in the opening minute of play. Flip back behind the net. From behind the net, Dave Hall tried to center. That's deflected. They'll jam up in the corner. Finally, John Haberlock takes it behind the net, works it far side. Now to Josh Arnold at center. Arnold with 207 career points for the Spuds. And an outstanding 4-year career. Now back to the blue line. They work it to Joel Jamieson, taken away from him. Brought out to center ice now by Dave Hall. Hall gets it into the Moorhead zone. Jamieson regains control. They lay it ahead on the near side. That was jammed up as David Fear tried to bring it in. Crunching check thrown by Sean Sweeney at center. And it's back to Jared Bernstrom. He shoots it up on the right wing side a bit too far. And an icing call. 0-0 the score with the break in the action. We'll be right back with the 94 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
You're watching the 1994 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournaments, brought to you in part by Boyer Ford, the Minnesota Pipe Trade Association, and by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers.
One thing White Bear's doing early, they're using their body. They've laid a couple heavy checks on Moorhead, and they're going to have to do a lot of that right there to slow Moorhead down. And they do have a couple of guys with size, especially in the centers. Sweeney 6'3", Jensen 6'1", and both centers had a heavy check on their first shift.
Tom Jensen's line is out for White Bear Lake, but Matt Cullen's line for Moorhead leads the rush. They get it to Ryan Frisch. Now to Cullen, who shoots. And the first big save of the game is made by Scott Meyer, and he holds on.
What a good play by Bagney. He was going to take the pass. He saw Cullen behind him. He would have had to reach back for the pass. He elected to let it go, which was perfect because Cullen was coming across and was able to shoot on his forehand. You'll see the pass coming from the far side by Haverlick behind. See, Bagney was going to take it, didn't, left it, and that was perfect because Cullen then had a good forehand shot. A good play. Bagney using his head, actually running interference on the defenseman when he was going to touch the puck and allowed Cullen a free shot, and then Meyer had to make a good stop.
Cullen and Jensen again to the faceoff dot. Draw back to the blue line to the defenseman Pete Cullen. He shoots, it goes wide. And from behind the net, Tony Lammers trying to play it around. A little forechecking pressure forces him to cough it up again. Ryan Frisch came in there to break it up. Now Pete Cullen waiting for it at the line, and then swept in deeper by Matt Cullen. And finally taken out of the corner now by Justin Giese for White Bear Lake. They roll it to the boards, deflected in front, and hops to the side of the net, and nearly hopped in on Scott Meyer. Jared Rigsted's pass is deflected. Finally, they skate it to center, the lead, and it's offside at the blue line. A perfect pass to Schwartzbauer, but just a step ahead of the play. With the break, we'll be right back with the 94 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Twin Cities Leather and Boot Warehouse Sale. 50% off and more. Twin Cities Leather and Boot Warehouse Sale going on now in downtown Hopkins, Blaine, Burnsville, and Woodbury.
Great attempt by White Bear. Lammers with a looked like a perfect pass right to Schwartzbauer. You couldn't tell whether he was onside or not. It was that close, and that was a good play by White Bear. Getting behind the defensive Moorhead that is standing up, just threaded the needle, but just a hair offside. The linesman on the spot called it offside, and a tough break for White Bear.
Now out at center ice, it was Joel Jamieson reaching for it, but it got away from him. Cleared by Gregoire back at center, and then flipped right back in by Doug Schuler. Back behind the net, Laurie Corton. They work it up on the far wall. Moorhead skates it out to center now. Led by Ryan Kraft. Future Minnesota Gopher. Pops it right in front. It's still loose. And White Bear Lake having a lot of close calls in and around their net. We have a puck played with a glove hand, so we'll face it off again.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they still have that rule in high school. In professional hockey now, and even I believe in collegiate hockey, you can play the puck in your own zone with the glove ahead to your own player. The reason why it was taken out in the NHL, they used to have the same rule, but people would break a stick or lose a stick in order to get a whistle. All he would have to do is pass it with the hand, and that would in effect penalize the team that had all their sticks. And so in your own zone, you're allowed to do that professionally. You can't do it in high school, and they really should start using that because it really doesn't hurt a team. In fact, it could help a team by not allowing them to pass the puck like that.
We're still early in period number 1 here, 11:20 to go. 0-0 the score. And officially only 2 shots on goal. Both of them taken by Moorhead. Bears flip it in over the line as they try to find Giese. He puts it right in front. They score! The centering pass to Dave Hall on the doorstep, and the Bears on their first shot tuck it in for a 1-0 lead.
Well, watch Hall. He has to fight away from a check coming down the right side, and a great play by Giese. Coming wide on the left, he's going to center the pass as Hall breaks for the net. But the key was Hall was able to fight off a check. Here's Giese. You see Hall right there on the doorstep. You see him convert. Just previous to getting to that point on the doorstep, if you went back farther, you see him break away from a wing. He fought a check off about 40 feet out from the net, went to the net, and capitalized on a great pass across the ice by Giese. Dave Hall putting White Bear out in front 1-0 early with 11 minutes to go here in the first period.
His 8th goal of the year brings a little family tournament experience to this hockey game, as his father played for White Bear in the tournaments in 66 and 67. That name's Steve. 1-0. The Bears lead. And back behind the net. Apparently shot in from across the red center line. So we've got an icing call. 10.5 minutes to go on the Menard scoreboard. White Bear 1 and Moorhead 0. This is High School Hockey 94, live from the Civic Center.
Dress up your home with help from Menards. Start with a fresh coat of Glidden paint. Spread Solo is Glidden's highest hiding paint. Just $6.95 a gallon. Spread Satin is $8.79. Cover your floors with plush Diamond Mills carpet. King's Ransom attached back carpet installs easily. Just $7.99 a square yard. Carpet remnants are 30% off regular roll prices. Save on home improvement needs at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Moorhead trying to match lines a little bit. They had come out with Arnold's line, and all of a sudden they saw who was out for the other team. That was Rooney's line, so they came right back with Cullen's line. Obviously, Coach Cullen wants his line, Matt Cullen, to play against the top line here of White Bear this afternoon.
Right at the side of the net, they jam away again. Meyer again, a busy man in close. And the Bears still having trouble getting out. Matt Cullen breaking up the rush, going after the puck. He's taken down, and it's swept around to the near boards. Back at the blue line, Greimer can't control him and hops back out to center ice. Now brought ahead by White Bear Strokirch. He pops it right in front. Pete Cullen there to break it up, and the Spuds come back the other way. Troy Bagney, long shot from the blue line. That was broken up in a hurry by Rigstead. And brought back in by Ryan Kraft, swooping in, centering it, and batted out of the slot. Cleared by Rooney to the line, but not out. Kept in by Corton, who works it in deep. Now Haberlock behind the net. Here's Arnold. He tried to stuff it in. Oh, what a spin he made. And nearly came back on the short side.
He turned around and was just a dime.
Pass to the point, broken up by Strokirch, and he leads a 3-man break to center. Shot it to the line, it hits a skate. And then it'll be raced ahead by Joel Jamieson. Leads it to Kraft on the partial break. He fires, he scores!
What a great pass. Just an outstanding pass. A fine goal by Kraft. There's no doubt about that, but that pass coming up the right side was just perfect from the far right point, actually. Jamieson just threaded the needle to Kraft, breaking alone behind the defense. Kraft beating Meyer on the goal stick side, going in all alone. And he's a happy man and quite a goal scorer. That's his 38th of the year. See that pass come right through the middle? It's just a perfect play, and then Kraft making the shot up high, beating him on the goal stick side, tying the game. You felt it was just going to be a matter of time until Moorhead scored, because the last 2 shifts they've been getting good puck possession in White Bear zone. They had 2 real good chances by Frisch that Meyer had to save on the previous shift. And right there, the defenseman, the key on the play with a perfect pass through traffic, and Kraft putting it away.
Jamieson and Arnold getting the assists. 6:34 the time of the goal. As we said, number 38 in the year for Kraft, who, as we said, is in his senior year and is already verbally committed to the University of Minnesota. Now from behind the net, Sean Sweeney fires it out at center ice. Pete Cullen with the interception, long shot. And this easy save made on that long one. Now Sweeney playing it back behind the net. And the Bears try a long outlet pass to center. Pete Cullen with a thundering check to knock Justin Giese down.
He hurt him, too. He hit him hard.
Giese hobbling off, and another solid check thrown on the near side.
Schuler, big check on Bernstrom right there. He almost put him right in the penalty box.
Now it hops loose at center. We're going to have a delayed penalty coming up here on White Bear Lake for elbowing, and Moorhead will go to the first power play. In a tie hockey game, it's 1-1. This is High School Hockey 94, live from the Civic Center.
Tonight, somewhere in Minnesota, a family may sleep a little better than they did the night before, simply because someone cared and listened to their financial dreams about college for their kids, providing for each other, and their plans for growing old together. They talked to a Farm Bureau agent about life insurance and learned how dreams don't always have to stay dreams. Life is filled with promises, and Farm Bureau Life Insurance can help you keep them.
After a succession of heavy checks by both teams, Dave Hall gets caught for getting his elbow up, and the first power play of the afternoon goes to Moorhead as Dave Hall goes off for elbowing. You see him right here. This is the heavy check before that. That one was quite a check laid on earlier. That one was by Schuler.
51% power play for the Spots in the slot, and a big save made by Scott Meyer. And it's fired all the way down.
What a pass from Cullen to Arnold, and Arnold had to take it off a skate. Did so real quickly, kicked it into his stick and got a fine shot away. Meyer with a big save.
Backing ahead at center, gets it to Matt Cullen, who brings it in, goes deep, puts it right in front. And the puck was swept away and carried up ice by Jesse Rooney. He throws it all the way down the rink, still short for another minute and 20 seconds. First man of the puck is Joel Jamieson. Matt Cullen races over to get the loose one. And a little turnaround shot by Strokrich is turned away. Grammer back behind the net. Tie game at 1, and Moorhead with the man advantage. Pass behind Bagney, and it's taken away and brought in by Rooney. He elects to float it into the far corner.
Right there puts pressure on. They're aggressive killing penalties, so you've got to make a good pass to get away from them.
Haverlock bringing it in, trying to swoop in, goes to the backhand, the rebound for Kraft, and it is underneath Meyer. He holds on.
That was close. Real close, as a matter of fact. Kraft thought he had the rebound, put past Meyer. Meyer saw it rolling in, and he just got his glove out and pulled it in. Moorhead goes to the net very well. They continually go to the net. And one other thing they've been trying to do a lot is throw the puck back through the slot area. White Bear is doing a good job of keeping that area blocked out. When White Bear notices the Moorhead team going deep, they're taking care of that slot area and making certain they got people there. Moorhead's going to have to counter by going back to the point and have them open things up by getting some shots on goal.
Arnold, Haverlock, and Kraft out for this power play. Here's Arnold. Back to Pete Cullen at the line. That shot turned away by Meyer, the goaltender. It's still loose at the side. And another jam-in attempt. This one by Haverlock was stopped by Meyer again. They're going to tuck one of those in pretty soon.
He's had enough chances there.
Pete Cullen there, and Pete Rode was giving him fits. Now Josh Arnold out to Kraft at center. 20 on the power play. Kraft goes deep. Tried to pop it in front, but it hits a skate. Now it's taken away by Doug Schuler. He cleared, not out. Cullen gets it. Now to Arnold. 12 on the man advantage. Arnold shooting. Meyer the save, and the rebound grabbed by Eric Olson. Off the glass and out to center ice.
Kraft is probably trying to force more passes through the middle down low than anybody. That was his point.
Here comes Cullen trying to streak in. Trying to do a lot of end runs, too, there, Louis.
Yeah.
And not always successful, but now an icing call as the penalty to Hall expired. We remain tied at 1-1. This is High School Hockey 94, live from the Civic Center.
It's been a benchmark of quality in America for over 25 years, but it isn't reserved for the privileged few. It has air conditioning, power windows and door locks, AM/FM cassette with 4 speakers, and much more. But it isn't an expensive luxury car. It's the Toyota Corolla Silver Anniversary Extra Value Package with savings of up to $700. The Toyota Corolla. You can't buy a more impressive car for less.
Welcome back to the Civic Center. I'm Andy Skugman. We're in the penalty box, and I want to show you something if we can pan down here. Once again, they are keeping the pucks frozen. The difference this year, there's an emblem on them that says 50th Anniversary State Hockey Tournament, just to mark 50 great years of hockey, and we're in the middle of a great game right now. Let's go back upstairs. Gentlemen.
Now let's see if he puts one of those wet, cold things in his pocket.
Did you see that kid go sliding across for it? He just dove for it, walking around with his hands in the air. Some happy youngster there. He's got one of them. One thing you look at right now, you see the shots on goal. Moorhead 9, White Bear 1. White Bear scoring on their only shot. White Bear is going to have to get some opportunities and gear up some offense here. And the goaltender for Moorhead, not seeing much action, could be a little cool by now.
Third line's out for both clubs. Here comes Schwartzbauer, and a chance, and a backhand and a goal! An electrifying move, and the Bears are back up 2-1 on 2 shots.
And the Bears are doing one thing very well. They're going wide around the defense of Moorhead. Both goals generated from people going wide around the defense. One on a pass. This time, Schwartzbauer just skates in around the outside and puts it away. Good move by Schwartzbauer. Coming across the goaltender. You see the puck coming loose. He's going wide around the outside, cuts to the net, comes right across. The goaltender really poke checked a little too late there. He got himself off balance, actually standing up. Instead of poke checking straight ahead as he's coming across, watch him as he leads. He's going to pull that stick out to the right side right there. He made the move. When you get the goalie moving first, like he did there, you got him where you want him, and that's what Schwartzbauer did. And he put it away and gives White Bear a lead again. White Bear not having to work as hard for their goals as Moorhead.
That's for
lead
sure.
2-1, 6:09. Their second shot of the game, their second goal, leading by 1, 2-1.
One heck of a shooting percentage. The 9th of the year for Schwartzbauer. A very familiar state tournament name. His brother John was a standout in the 90 tournament. Here's Scott Meyer again, just barely holding that door shut on that far goal post.
That's about the 5th time he's had this block shot from that angle. Moorhead trying to put some women on the short side, and Meyer's playing that pipe real well, staying right against it. He knows the shooter's got no angle there, and they're not able to pull him off. That time they try to go upstairs with the shot, coming in from that angle. You know, they figured Frisch figures he could put it upstairs, but Meyer's done it perfectly.
Matt Cullen, the center on this line. He centers it in front. Bagney hits the goal post, and it goes out the other door. Now back behind the net, Eric Olson. God, Meyer's going to have to give those posts a kiss before this period's over. Now Bagney flips it right in front, and it's cleared right back out at center. Grammer, the captain of the team, back to get it. Looking for Bagney. He wrapped it to the line, not out, and then it's dumped in deeper. Grammer, first man of the puck, being pressured on the play by Strokert. White Bears' #1 unit out there against the second line, but the preferred line in this checking role for Terry Cullen, the coach. Strokert's just over skates, and Cullen finally picks it up. Good skater.
Real good skater. And they keep their feet moving. One thing, White Bear still protecting that slot area quite well. Just look at where all the 4 people are down there. They know it seems that Moorhead's going to try and force passes in there, and they're blocking them off pretty good.
Back to get it, the defenseman Schuler. Long lead, too far on the near boards for Jesse Rooney. Back to pick it up is Joel Jamieson. White Bear 2, Moorhead 1. About 5 minutes left in period 1. Now a 2-on-1, but it's offside at the blue line as Haverlock and Kraft came in.
Moorhead's got their defense really standing up, which is good to stand up to play, but the one thing they are doing, they're standing up flat-footed in the neutral zone. White Bear was able to go around the last one for a goal because they're staying wide, but White Bear is trying a lot of passes in behind the defense, and the defense of Moorhead has got to watch out. They're going to get beat with a long pass yet, either around the far side or right through the seam in the middle, because they're standing up, and White Bear is continually trying those long passes. There was a case right there. Had Corton not stopped that pass, the far wing would have been wide open.
Well, if you're into matching lines, you've got White Bear's third line out, centered by Tom Jensen against the high-scoring line of Moorhead. Josh Arnold at center ice, and now they rolls around at center to look for Kraft. He is upended as he tries to bring it in over the blue line. Back to get it is Rickstead. And they relay a pass back out at center ice. Josh Arnold to pick it up and dump it in again, and Moorhead will make a change on the fly. They trail by 1. The lead to center ice. They work at cross rink as Sweeney got it over for DC. Puts it right in the goal crease. And the save made by Gregoire back at the blue line. That long shot taken by Jesse Rooney never reached the net. And it's brought to center ice now by Moorhead. And a streaking shot goes right through. And what a rush.
That shot, the last one was deflected. The shot came from Cullen. Grammer was coming out of the corner, deflected, and Meyer had to make a good save right on the doorstep there.
Bernstrom brings it in, and as he does, the whistle goes for the offside play with 3.5 to go in period number 1. 11-3 are the shots.
And Moorhead, that opportunity Grammer had, he came wide around the far side. He didn't see Bernstrom coming on the left. He was all alone in front of the net, and Grammer tried a wide angle shot, missed the net, and the puck came back to the point. Cullen shot it, and Grammer coming out of the corner almost deflected it in.
Matt Cullen turned up ice before he had the puck. Now it's brought in by Joel Jamieson. Long shot, glove catch by Meyer. Probably would have been off target, but he's going to hold on anyway.
Well, he didn't see his defenseman in position to play the puck. He saw the right wing coming down at that time. Frisch would have been wide open, so he liked it to hold on, take a face-off.
Scott Meyer, an all-conference goaltender, picked up 2 assists as well this year and a couple of shutouts. Thinks junior hockey might be in his future. Perhaps the Vulcans. Cullen right for the face-off, coming on goal, and Meyer bats it away. Up Cullen again behind the net. Cullen was the guy earlier who said was a great skater. He's got such nice long strides. Right in front, and Bagney tried to tip him, but it got through him. Relayed out at center ice, knocked down by Corton. He gets it in, then it's shot right back out. And it's loose now to the near boards. Bagney goes after it, knocked away from him, and it's out to center ice. Brought in by Jamieson and taken right away from him. Chris Mosley leading the rush, and the pass ahead for Doug Schuler was offside, and they'll bring it back for a face-off.
Well, White Bear trying that breakout pass again, catching a defenseman, but just a bit offside. Unfortunate for them, because they'd have been able to walk in again. They would have had 3 lone breaks this period. They've got 2 goals and 2 because of people going to the net wide open. That time Schuler just a hair offside. But no grass growing under the feet of Moorhead. They keep skating. They move constantly. And they're going to give you fits before the night's out when they're moving that way. Keep going to the openings and getting that puck.
Bears break in. Pete Rhodes' shot goes wide. Back at the blue line. A shot by the defenseman Rickstead is deflected, and it's back out to center ice again. Stroker. He played it ahead to Rhodes. Now up on the near wall, Pete Cullen. Cullen finds Arnold. Arnold lets one go, and it comes down off the glass. Grammer pinching in to try to keep it alive. Got a piece of it. Stroker pokes at it. Stroker tried to whip it ahead. Arnold finally gets the loose puck. Sends it in deep. Ryan Kraft behind the net. Rolled off his stick at the last second. Now Kraft puts it in the circle for Arnold. He goes for the corner. Meyer the save. The rebound batted away. Grammer, nice pass to Cullen. And it comes in on Meyer, who makes the save, but the rebound is still loose. Then he finally covers up as a teammate kicks the puck back into him.
Boy, oh boy, a good shot through a screen. A great play, Grammer to Cullen. Cullen got the shot on net, and Meyer had to make a big save, and the rebound right down. And you see that man, number 5, Arnold, going off. Couldn't quite get his stick on it in front of the net. Good job by the White Bear defense tagging it. Here's a pass across. Boy, that kind of people up in front of the net. You see in front of the net, Rickstead and Lammers, both of them. There's a shot, a heck of a shot, right off the shoulder, rebound down, and Kraft and Arnold right in front getting tied up. You see Rickstead going to his man. Lammers got his man. Then they get a little help. Swilkic's coming back in there. White Bear real good in front of their net in this first period, tying up Moorhead, not giving him the rebound shot.
Boy, they've had to be good, because Moorhead has been pounding away right there. A quick centering pass by Dave Hall goes all the way through as one of the White Bear players is upended in front. From the blue line, a shot by Olsen ripples the outside of the net. Now Hall trying to spin around and put it in front again. Hall, Sweeney, and Giese up front for the Bears. But it's controlled by Bagney, who finds Matt Cullen at center. He is jammed off the puck. Bagney carrying the play in deep. Moorhead in the middle of a line change, so Bagney's alone down there. Hangs on to it for as long as he can, then it's taken away by Sweeney. Out to center ice, they work it. Long shot from the line by Giese is turned away by Gregoire. And with less than a minute to go, the puck turned around to the near side. Kraft with a long outlet pass too far for Arnold. And Olsen shoots it right back in. 45 left in the period. Kraft trying to tip it out. They're still bottled up. Swept in deeper by Gallatin this time. Or at least by Chris Mosley. There's a wraparound try. It's still loose. And they get the whistle.
Was a good try coming out from behind the net. Mosley tried to backhand that shot in, and Gregoire really played that quite well because he had a man in front of the net as well, but he didn't give up the pipe on the short side. Made the stop and throws it for a whistle. White Bear with some strong forechecking the last half minute, getting some opportunities and really having their most effective time in the offensive zone, with the exception of the 2 times they went to the net and scored on some long wide passes. But White Bear doing there what they have to do, take the man out a little up front and start creating some turnovers, had some play in the offensive zone.
From the face-off, it's back to Pete Cullen, who finds an opening, shoots it all the way down. It should be icing. And with less than a half minute to go in the period, advantageous face-off for White Bear Lake. It'll be deep in the Moorhead zone.
Well, Cullen tried that pass up the middle to Arnold, and Moorhead will try that. They've got a lot of confidence in their ability to handle the puck on that defense, and they don't always just ring the puck around the boards. They'll come up the middle somewhat, and it's always easier if you can complete passes coming out of the zone to your man in the center, who's maybe 15 feet away from the blue line. He's in no man's land in essence. No one's out there to check him. He's got time to move with the puck and watch his wings come out of the zone. And White Bear or Moorhead will try that.
Now here's Haberlock leading the rush. It's nearly a 2-on-1 and a spinning defensive play by Tony Lammers to knock it away. Back at the blue line, Cullen shooting. It goes through. Kraft after it. He locks up with Lammers. And Strokers gets the loose puck but can't control. Seconds remaining, and this period will come to an end, and White Bear Lake has to be thrilled in where they're sitting, considering they've had but 3 shots on goal. They have a 2-1 lead.
That's right. They've got the opportunity to go into the second period leading. They came through the first period with a little bit of luck, you'd have to say, because they got 2 goals and 3 shots, but they got some strong goaltending from Meyer, who, as we said, is going to be the key man on the ice today, because if he continues to play that way, White Bear could stay in the game. You have to feel the way you're sitting right now that the kind of game Moorhead's playing, they're going to get some goals before this is over. And so it's going to be up to Meyer to really hold it down how many they get, and White Bear is going to have to find an opportunity to get more than 2, because I can't believe that 1 goal is going to be all that Moorhead gets this afternoon the way they've been playing.
Oh, absolutely not. They have the 1, as you see on our Louisville Stick scoreboard. White Bear Lake has the 2, and this is 1994, continuing coverage of the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
What's it like to face Curtis Joseph when he's wearing Louisville hockey gear? Louisville hockey. Hockey the way you want to play it. Some poor goalie is going to be taught a lesson about Louisville hockey sticks from Steve Yzerman. Louisville hockey. Hockey the way you want to play it.
To be a champion gymnast, you know it has to be in perfect shape. It's not your hands, your arms, or even your legs. It's your lungs.
The Minnesota Pipe Trades and their union mechanical contractors are proud to be part of the 1994 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournaments and to be on the job at the Superior Recycled Fiber Plant and local housing projects in Duluth. The Minnesota Pipe Trades are skilled and highly productive craftspeople specializing in all of your residential, commercial, and industrial plumbing, pipe fitting, and sprinkler fitting needs.
We'll be on the job in partnership with our pipe trades to produce quality, timely, competitive work.
Our prosperity is based upon your satisfaction. That's why we do the job right the first time.
It's the biggest truck sale in the heartland, but time is running out. You have 3 days left to save big on the most popular truck in the heartland, Chevy CK. Plus, get $1,200 in option package discounts. One look and you'll see why Chevy outsells Ford, Dodge, Toyota, and all the rest. Nobody beats Chevy. Nobody. Don't wait one more day. It all ends March 14th. Hurry to your Heartland Chevy Geo dealers. And now, a Minnesota 9 News update.
Hello, I'm Robin Robinson. Terry Coppage talked about the pain she's suffering after the deaths of her 5 children.
Words cannot describe the nightmare me and my son and I are living. I would not wish this nightmare on anyone. I had little sleep, cried a lot, and asked myself why.
The young mother talked about the fire 10 days ago that trapped her kids inside their burning home, but she would not comment about reports her eldest son was the target of that fire. Police think it was set by members of a gang the teen used to be a part of. 2/3 of the town of Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, have been evacuated. An overnight fire in a feed mill could cause a toxic mess. The chemicals are inside the mill that can kill.
The building contained unknown quantities of aluminum phosphide. And aluminum phosphide, when reacts with water, creates hydrogen phosphide gas.
Dave Dernberger pleads innocent a second time to charges he abused his Senate expense account. Now, those same charges were dismissed last December, but a grand jury re-indicted Dernberger. Now, many of you watching today's hockey tournaments have never seen Minnesota 9 News before. Here's some of the reasons why we want you to watch.
If you've seen Minnesota 9 News lately, you've seen the most complete coverage of the events that touch our lives. You've seen local and national news with depth and insight that other newscasts don't have time for.
9 Lives followed Fred Armwell. He draws his art from his Native American spiritual heritage.
People that make the Twin Cities unique. Different news features.
The Minnesota 9 Newsroom has a new approach.
How many newscasts are interactive?
Well, our 9 Line question tonight, what's on your mind? Just give us a call and tell us what's going on.
Our 9 Line actually provides same-night viewer feedback at the end of each newscast.
Tonight's 9 Line question, what's on your mind? Here's some of what you have to say.
Pressing issues.
I'm really concerned. It seems like this year crime seems to be rising. We need to do something.
Key conflicts.
Well, I think the news has a lot of negative issues on it, and I think you should work more on the positive stuff.
Minnesota speaks its mind on the 9 Line.
I think this 9 Line is great. It's really nice to hear what other people have to say about the issues going on today.
From first impressions to the last word, only one station brings you what's on Minnesota's mind. Nights after nights, issue after issue. And the call is free. The 9 Line. Growing, meeting the changing needs of viewers in the Twin Cities. Award-winning stories. All from the #1 independent television station in the country. KMSP TV's Minnesota 9 News.
That's the news for now. We'll have another update for you after the second period. I'm Robin Robinson.
Hey, sports fans. Dennis Green here for the winning sales team at Boyer Ford Trucks. Only knowledgeable, friendly, and courteous sales pros make the team at Boyer. They've got competitive prices, great trade-in allowances, and big play-making financing abilities. Did you know that Boyer has the largest inventory of new Ford trucks in the business? And they're backed by the biggest and best trained parts and service operations to keep your truck in the field. Call on Boyer when you're in the market for an affordable truck.
These are annual and perennial weeds before Banvel. These are annual and perennial weeds after Banvel. This is Spike. These were weeds. This is Canopy. Unlike contact herbicides, just one spray of Banvel at Spike gives you all the residual control you need. Banvel, it's simple but effective.
Your do-it-yourself projects with savings from Menards. Put air power to work with Campbell Hausfeld air compressors and tools. Compressors start as low as $167. Air tools start at $9.98. When replacing doorknobs, remember Harlock. It's the best lock for your money. This passage lock is $4.99. A lever passage lock is $9.99. Make Menards your home for do-it-yourself savings.
Save big money at Menards.
We have played one period in this Class AA quarterfinal at the St. Paul Civic Center, and White Bear Lake leads Moorhead 2-1. Welcome back to the Civic Center. I'm Jeff Grayson. This is the 5th straight year that Toyota and your local Toyota dealers have sponsored the Toyota School Spirit Competition. A winning school will be chosen live during the AA title game Saturday night, and that school will win the use of a 94 Previa van for a year. Again, this year entries have been collected from high schools around the state, and one of the 12 finalists is Rochester Lourdes. 410 students, Commissioner Dennis Niggin. Remember, Saturday night during the AA title game, we will determine who the winner is out of these 12 finalists. And now we go upstairs. Frank Mazzacco, Lou Nanny. Guys, what do you think of that first period?
Well, Jeff, I'll tell you, I think Moorhead looked to be a much more fluid team there. And Louis, I wonder if it's not attributable to the experience factor, even though White Bears coach Mike Schwartz said the experience of 3 straight tournaments really won't have an effect until the championship game. I think his team was much more tighter than the Spuds.
Well, it's just that the Moorhead is a better skating hockey club overall, and they constantly are under movement. One thing Moorhead does real well is go to the open holes and look for a pass. And they really have the opportunity to get a lot of chances because they're constantly moving or quicker on the puck. Here's the first goal, however, a great pass across from Giese to Hall. And that's the one thing White Bears done well when they got the opportunity. It hasn't been too much, but they go to the net well. Then this great pass from Jamison up to Kraft. He's going to beat the goalie up on the stick side. That tied it at 1. But then with those defensemen standing up so much, Moorhead's wings have to help out. They don't hear, and you see from the far side, that pass comes from Mosey. It goes over to Schwartzbauer. He's going to cut across, make a good move across the middle, backhand the goal to put White Bear ahead. Even though the score is 2-1, Moorhead far and away had the play, and as I said, if you're a betting man, you don't expect Moorhead to be stopped at 1 goal. So White Bear is going to have to get a couple more goals to win this game.
I think our shots on goal brought to you by the Yellow Pages will bear out what Louis has just said about the offensive potency of the Spuds. 15 in the first period to 3 for White Bear Lake. So White Bear was certainly very efficient, scored a couple of beautiful goals, and they right now have a lead by a score of 2-1. Will they need to generate more offense, and how will they be able to do it?
Well, one thing they have to do is they got to start moving the puck out of their zone a little better. Secondly, they have tried time and time again the long pass. Moorhead's defensemen are standing up. Do they connect on any of those in the future? We'll see, and if they do, they're going to have the opportunity to get some goals. At the same time, Meyer, their goaltender, has been the best player on the ice this period that just ended.
He sure has. He's been cool, and he's been making the saves. Our Louisville Stick scoreboard shows you White Bear Lake 2 and Moorhead 1. We'll be getting ready for our second period face-off right after this timeout.
As a truck company, GMC Truck knows how to handle winter. And now your GMC Truck dealer offers you that power and capability at a price that's easy to handle. With a special GMAC lease rate on our Jimmy, equipped with available push-button 4-wheel drive, winter ready with extra traction and anti-lock brakes. But hurry, or soon you'll just have 2 choices. Wait for spring or wait for help. See your local GMC Truck dealer today.
Introduction of the CCM 652 tax with the pump by Reebok is designed to maximize every player's potential.
Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
This is TCM. Mr. Miller, if you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
I'd make them have a lot more cash machines in more locations for emergencies.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
TCF, banking the way you want it.
Here's what happens when most car makers talk luxury. Too much car for way too much money. Luckily, there's Toyota Tercel DX. 2-door, 4-door, one price, which gets you air conditioning, 4-speaker stereo, and all this other stuff. They call it the extra value package. I call it saving up to $650. You'll call it the right amount of car for the right amount of money. And it's a Toyota, because in the end, the best luxury is peace of mind.
Double Bundy, weeknights at 6 and 10 on Minnesota 9.
Welcome back to the St. Paul Civic Center. There is the view from the GMC Viking Land Skycam, with us as a sponsor throughout coverage of the tournaments. And they're seeing a sellout crowd here tonight at the St. Paul Civic Center. Again, if you want tickets to tonight's session, there are several hundred remaining. Those turned in by schools that weren't sold. They go on sale at 6 o'clock tonight, an hour before the session begins. Bloomington, Jefferson, and Osseo tangling in that first game. So if you want to see it, come out at 6 o'clock. Now, we're going to go back upstairs. White Bear Lake is on the ice. Moorhead still getting a lecture about getting back in it, although they have also returned to the ice. And Moorhead had the edge in play, as the gentlemen say, but they're trailing on the scoreboard 2-1. Frank?
That's right, Jim. Dave Hall and Brad Schwartzbauer, the 2 goal scorers for White Bear Lake. Ryan Kraft with his 38th goal of the year for Moorhead. Makes it a 2-1 hockey game after 15, and we're getting ready to start our second 15 minutes of play here. And I suspect if White Bear does things that they want to do, Mr. Gregoire is going to be a little bit busier here than facing only 3 shots. But boy, some pretty playmaking anyway by White Bear.
White Bear had a couple of real long passes that connected, and they resulted in goals. One thing they are doing quite well is driving to the net with speed, and when you're going that way, if the pass comes at the perfect time, it's pretty tough for a goaltender to stop if you direct that puck towards the net. And secondly, you're making the defender go back with you or take you out, and sometimes you draw penalties. White Bear's got some size in the middle. They started the body check a little bit, and that's one thing they could do more of to slow down Moorhead, because Moorhead, as we said, is constantly under motion, and you want to eliminate the man when you check him. So you want to take him out and hold him out for a few seconds, and the only way you can do that legally is by making body contact. When you hit him, take him out for 3 seconds, don't let him back into play so easily, and that's a lot better for you to nullify the scoring opportunities the opposition is going to get when they can't be in position to get a pass back.
So Pete Rhodes' line is out there with Strokirch and Jesse Rooney. Only 1 minor penalty called in that first period, so we start this second period. 5 skaters aside, and from center ice, Ryan Frisch tipped it ahead, but it was rejected. Now picked up by Matt Cullen, who finds Bagney, and Bagney dumps it in. Meyer behind the net leaves it there and left it quickly for Schuler, or for Lammer, the defenseman. Out to center ice comes Rhodes, crisscrosses, takes it deep, pops it right in front, off a skate, the rebound is stopped by Gregoire, and he holds on. Right in for the rebound was Jesse Rooney.
Well, Moorhead so anxious to get going up ice and transition from defense to offense, they forgot to take the puck there, and it's fortunate for Moorhead that a good shot didn't result. The puck's lying there all alone. That shot was taken by Rhodes, and Rooney's going to take the backhander. He couldn't quite get enough on it. Gregoire made the save, but it would have been a good opportunity for them had that puck been lying flat, and Rooney got a full forehand shot on that.
We haven't seen top lines matched against one another, but right now we do. The Rhodes line against the Arnold line, and from the blue line, a shot by Rickstead is rejected. It bounces to Kraft. He's got Arnold in the middle. He fires! Meyer got just enough of it to turn it into the corner. Now Pete Rhodes behind the net. Haverlock chasing him. Skates his way free, hits the line, trying to slip through, but he is taken out of the play. A good defensive move by Rory Corton. Now a turnaround whack by Rhodes goes behind the net. Haverlock tracking it down. Rickstead has it at the blue line. He's met by Arnold. And the Spuds race to center in the middle of a line change. Nearly had a 2-on-1. Here's Kraft with a long shot. He got rid of that one in a hurry, and it goes wide of the net. Arnold battling in the corner. Gets some help from Haverlock. Now Arnold is knocked down. They spin it back to the point, but it's taken away by White Bear Lake Strokirch. Out to center, then dumped in by Dave Hall. Bears making a change on the go. On the near wall, it's tipped in deep by Sweeney. Sweeney pops it right in front. And in heavy coverage, that puck slides to the far boards. Played deeper by Schuler, and at least in the zone. Now Jamison trying to get it out. And the Bears have a man in front. The centering pass for Giese just failed to connect. Back to center comes Redfield. Redfield moving in deep, going right in on goal. He scores. They let him slip through. This game is tied at 2.
That goal was just pure effort. All it was strong, hard-willed determination to get to the net and get a shot away, and Redfield just breaking along the wall all the way down the right side, cutting for the net, able to fight off a check, get free, go in front, and backhand the goal just like White Bear done in the first period. Look at this, from the red line in, he just outskates everybody around the outside, cuts in hard. No one really taking him out with any authority, and he cut across the middle and put it in, ties the game at 2, getting the same type of goal that White Bear had pulled ahead with 2-1. Real good effort by Redfield.
Redfield, third line, right winger, a senior, and an all-state football player. Showed some toughness there going around the right side. 2-2 game here in the second. Bears trying to work it up on the far side. Get it into the Moorhead zone. Ryan Frisch tries a lead pass ahead for Cullen. Cullen hustling after it in the corner. He's blocked by Schuler. Schuler was the defenseman beaten on that last goal, and now they cover up in the corner, and we will have the stoppage. With the break in action, we'll be right back with the 94 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
The crew find themselves battling the unknown.
He's running from something, that's for sure.
On the next Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Sunday night at 6 on Minnesota 9.
White Bear came out with a good start early on in that second period, and you thought that they were going to play better, and they start playing better. What happens, Moorhead gets the type of goal that you just didn't picture them getting early on, because all their goals were coming before, or their opportunities were coming through good passing and skating. Now it was just hard work around the outside, and they get right back and tie the game. And there's a crucial situation, Frank. You know, losing faceoffs in your own zone always create opportunities for the opposition. And that one, a point shot from Grammer right on the net.
Scott Meyer looking to be right at the top of his game. He's faced a couple of really tough screen shots, not the least of which was this last one here. Made a nice save on it. Up off the far boards, it's worked to center ice by Rooney, flipping it ahead for Strokert. The return for Rooney was broken up. Now Strokert puts it in front. Arnold takes it away, then it's wrapped away by Rigstead. Rooney clears it, shot in the goal. What a nice play by Rooney. And Strokert gives White Bear the lead again.
Well, White Bear's been able to battle back. Every time Moorhead scores, White Bear comes back. And that time the goal was really set up by smart defensive work back on the blue line. When you look at what the blue line men are doing for White Bear, they're staying in there, they're challenging, and they did it properly at that time. They kept the puck in. Up higher before that, and that puck centered from Rooney out front to Strokich, and he made no mistake from the doorstep. But the initial assist got to go to the point man, and I'll tell you, by staying in on that blue line, White Bears changed this period. They're not allowing Moorhead to walk out as easily. They've had a couple turnovers. As we said, they started out good in the second period, taking some territorial play, and they were doing it because of their point men, and that one resulted in a goal.
Number 16 this year for Strokert. Rooney will get the lone assist on that one, and not only a good pass, but good effort by Rooney to keep it alive on the right wing wall. And here's Josh Arnold looking for Ryan Kraft. Instead he takes the shot, and it's off Olsen into the corner. And fired by White Bear Lake out of the zone. I'm not sure they intended to ice it here, but that's what happens. And a faceoff will be coming back in Bear territory. With the break in the action, we'll be right back with the 1994 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Human hate criminals terrorize the aliens.
There will be bloody retribution.
On the next Babylon 5.
Sunday night at 8 on Minnesota 9.
5 shots on goal. 3 of them have gone in for White Bear Lake, and they lead 3-2. They've never trailed in this game.
White Bear has been able to battle back quickly right after Moorhead would get on the board. They come right back with that goal, and that's been a big plus for them to know that they can come back and score goals like that. So it keeps their confidence up, and they don't lose momentum for very long.
Pete Cullen's last shot, I think, caught a piece of the pipe, or at least the base of the net. Now the Bears try to pass it right up the middle and finally get some help as Sean Sweeney wheels and spins it to center. Grammer bringing it in, long shot, glove catch by Meyer. He holds on, and they'll be facing it off again in White Bear territory.
And what a check Schuler laid on Grammer right there. White Bears continuing to take the body, and as Grammer came across the line, he had nowhere to go, and he knew he had to take a shot. Schuler knew he was flat-footed. He stepped into him just perfectly as the shot was being taken and laid him down. It was quite a check. You watch right here. Here he comes. He gets set to shoot, and there's a check right there by Schuler. And he knew enough. That's one thing defensemen look for. When you drop your head to shoot, boy, and they can step up and they get a good piece of you. White Bear doing some good body checking back on the blue line thus far in the hockey game.
Josh Arnold in there for the face-off. Now they're going to wave him out, bring Ryan Kraft in. Kraft in his senior year. As many goals as he has assists, 37. Wrapped at the line and wrapped out at center. Pete Cullen turns with it quickly and shoots it in deep. A lot of attention goes to the forwards here on Moorhead, but Pete Cullen is the guy that has really impressed me back on the blue line. Number 11. He's just a junior.
And he's got 8 goals this year. He's a pretty good shot from back there.
They rattled it up along the wall. A possible 2-on-1, but Grammer cleared it. Not out of the zone, however. Jensen takes it in deep now. Schwartzbauer behind the net trying to spin his way free. A delayed penalty coming up here.
Grammer late called.
And it's going to go against Grammer, a holding call. And it'll be the first power play of the game for White Bear Lake. An opportunity for them to increase their lead to 2 goals. On our Manville scoreboard, it's White Bear 3 and Moorhead 2. This is High School Hockey 94, live from the Civic Center.
It's the biggest truck sale in the heartland, but time is running out. You have 3 days left. See us now, and you could be driving this brand new Chevy S-Series loaded with AM/FM stereo and much more. Not for $300 a month, but only $177 for 24 months. $177. Don't wait one more day. It all ends March 14th. Hurry to your Heartland Chevy Geo dealers.
You're going to see Grammer take his man out down deep in the corner, and he fights him off in the corner, and his man is grabbing him as well. And now they just start battling a little bit along the boards. Grammer holding on to him, and it looks like the White Bear man's trying to play off it, but that's the way you eliminate a man. For me, that's marginal call.
I would agree. He's finishing the check, I think, at that point, unless perhaps that hold carried on to somewhere behind the net, but I don't think he held him that long. In either case, it's power play number 1 for White Bear. They have a 3-2 lead in this hockey game. 2 goals in the first, 1 here in the second. Up off the wall, shot to center ice by Ryan Frisch. The Bears will have to track it down.
And a great penalty-killing team, this Moorhead team. You know, they've killed 92.6% of their penalties, so they've been strong, man short.
Looks like a 3-on-2 as they brought it in. Beat one of the D, and then road shot went wide. Pete Cullen tracks it down. Strucker's right after him. Road trying to jam it in deeper. He gets it right back, fires it across the goal mouth, looking for Giese at the doorstep. Giese took that solid shot early in the first period. It looked like it might have bugged up his shoulder a little bit, but he is back flowing in this one now. Man advantage, Strokert dropping it back. Here's Rode. A minute to go in the power play. They drive it in. Now to the corner it goes. Rooney first man of the puck. Rooney tied up by Jamison. Quick centering pass. There's a shot by Giese that's blocked. Giese gets it again, and he plays it back behind the net. Bears with some pretty good movement here in the power play. Back to the blue line, Lammers. They go cross rink, and it comes out of the zone. Half minute on the man advantage. Arnold with the interception, and he dumps it down. They better hurry. Haverlock wants that puck.
You're right, though. The Bears had some good pressure going, and they almost had a great passing play resulting in a goal. Jamison made a fine stop because the goalie was beat. He was on the far side of the net when Jamison blocked that shot.
Rode brings it in. Cuts to the middle. It's wrapped off his stick. And Matt Cullen is there to swoop it away. Short-handed, he brings it up ice and lets one go. That's deflected, and it nearly makes the second level of seats. So 6 seconds remain on the penalty to Grammer.
Both of these clubs are very aggressive when killing penalties. They go to the man. They have a lot of movement. They force you to pass the puck sharply, and they force you to make good passes. Otherwise, there's turnovers. And each of them looks to try and score a goal when they're short-handed. Obviously, Moorhead, a better scoring club, has got more goals short-handed, but each of them is not afraid to take a chance and gamble. So you got to make sure when you're on the offense, even though you're in the power play, you're moving that puck smartly, because you turn it over at the wrong time, the club's going to be away and have a good break.
Cullen is up with Frisch getting ready for this face-off. In 6 seconds, Grammer back on. And the face-off to the right of Meyer. Back at the blue line, Pete Cullen. Another screen shot and a pad save made by the goaltender. Eric Olson now behind the net. Pass up the middle. Quickly a relay at the center for Schwartzbauer. He tried to thread it ahead as that penalty to Grammer expires. Now batted ahead by Matt Cullen. But taken away by Schuler, who has some trouble with it. Has to turn in the corner. Schuler back for that loose puck, which kind of died on him there. Schuler tries the right side, looking for Mosley, and it hops out at center ice. Bagney played it back to Grammer, who is in trouble. Here's a screenshot. The puck was knocked away. I don't think it ever reached the net. Now Bagney leading the rush to center. Troy Bagney with a drop pass. Collin fires it across the middle. No one's there. And on the far side, Schwartzbauer plays it behind the net again. And Tom Jensen takes the hit but makes the pass to center. Couldn't connect with Schwartzbauer. It goes into Moorhead territory. Both teams making changes with 8 minutes to go in the second period. Bears grab it at center and dump it right back in. And White Bear Lake playing with much more confidence, I think, here in period 2.
And not only confidence, but more aggressive.
That one hops away from Gregoire and a near scoring chance for Rooney, but the puck was cleared away. Quick centering pass by Rode goes all the way through. Bernstrom tried to clear it out, but his stick was lifted. Now it's carried to center ice by David Fear. Fear moving in. Looking for Redfield in front, and the puck comes through to the near side. Now tipped out at center ice by Strokert. Loose at the Moorhead line. And Jamison plays it ahead. Knocked down by Lammer. 2-year captain of the White Bear Bears. Played it ahead in front of the net again. They're not afraid to come up the middle either.
I'll tell you, the defensive White Bear has been very solid back there around that net. They've protected the goaltenders quite well for that second shot and really use their body. They're not afraid to hit you, and they take you out.
Here's Rode bringing it in onside as he fires, and the shot goes wide. Had Gregoire reaching, and near 3-on-1. They're in the middle of a change. Here's Ryan Kraft trying to slip right in on goal. A big save by Meyer. The rebound hits him twice, and right up the middle of Cow.
That's incredible. I mean, those were incredible saves. Not the first one as much as the second and third one. 3 great opportunities. Josh Arnold's got to be scratching his head. I don't know how he didn't put that in. His goaltender was actually turned around on the third shot, and I think it hit him in the back.
It did. So the Spuds come that close to tie in this game. Get control in their own end, and they work it out to center ice. Here's Ryan Frisch on the right wing, trying to move in. Never got the shot off, and the Bears gain control. Pass comes off a skate, and it hops right back in on Meyer. He wants that thing. He's going to cover it for a whistle. 6:08 to go in period 2, and White Bear has a 3-2 lead. This is High School Hockey 94 live from the Civic Center.
Mr. Nelson? This is TCF. Mr. Nelson, if you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
I'd keep them open later on Saturdays.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
TCF is now open till 3 p.m. on Saturdays at most locations.
TCF, banking the way you want it.
It's not very often that you see each member of the line getting an opportunity. Here comes Kraft around the outside. He's going to cut in the goal, get a good chance, and he's going to be stopped by Meyer. Arnold with a better chance. He's stopped by Meyer. Haberlack with the third chance hits him in the back. And then the fourth chance for Arnold. They actually had 4 shots in that sequence that could have scored. Don't score, and what happens right now, you wonder if Moorhead's thinking, is this going to be our night or not here? Are we going to get through this afternoon? Because no matter what we do, this guy stops, and if he lets one by, they come right back and get another goal.
I don't think I've ever seen a goalie make 2 saves with his back to the play. 1 maybe.
That's right. I can't recall that either.
They all count the same.
Just stand in the middle and make sure that you're covering some of the net. Tony Esposito used to have a saying, you're never out of it till the puck's behind you, so don't give up. Meyer didn't give up.
Now in the corner is Ryan Frisch. Banging around again. Frisch sweeps it behind the net. Olsen trying to work it up ice. Now a good Moorhead forecheck. Cullen in to keep him bottled up. And they send a second guy in right after him, but the Bears finally break through. Working at the center is Sweeney. Good stick handling. He brings it in. Gets a 3-on-2 as he gets that shot off, and it goes into the corner. Sweeney puts it right in front, and the shot tears wide of the net. Now Cullen goes after it in the corner, and center right up the middle again, and Hall trying to tip it in for his second, but it goes wide. Olsen with the interception at center. Then he drives it back in deeper, and White Bear Lake in control here of period 2. In the slot, a centering pass by Jensen goes behind the net. They lock up for it there. Chris Mosley in for White Bear, number 20. And the Spuds get it out to center ice. Here's David Spear. Spear is wrapped up on the play by Olsen. Smashed to the wall pretty good. Tom Jensen with the puck. Long lead is deflected by Pete Cullen. This one sails up out of play, and we get a stoppage. On our Banville scoreboard, it's still a 3-2 White Bear lead. This is High School Hockey 94 live from the Civic Center.
It's the biggest truck sale in the heartland, but time is running out. You have 3 days left. It's your chance to drive Chevy's new S-Series Extended Cab, loaded with AM/FM cassette and much more. Not for $350 a month, but only $199 a month for 24 months. Just $199. Don't wait one more day. It all ends March 14th. Hurry to your Heartland Chevy Geo dealers.
White Bear will continue to try and catch Moorhead's defenseman out of position, and the key now is to make certain for Moorhead that some forwards back on those point positions when the defenseman moves up. It just looks like Moorhead's getting a little over anxious, and they're getting caught up ice sometimes. There's only one man back, and White Bear could capitalize on that.
Pass was intended for Josh Arnold. It goes too far, and so an icing call is made. Still only 6 shots on goal for White Bear Lake. 3 in the first, 3 here in the second, and they have a 3-2 lead.
Well, I guess the Tier 2 game was like that yesterday. Frank, did you work Warhead? Warroad got 38 shots to 8 and just eke one out at the end, 4-3.
That's right.
So, as goaltenders are the key position, and Myers is sure keeping White Bear in it, and he's been very sharp today.
Sharp and cool, too. Doesn't seem to be rattled at all. Road wins the draw. Here is a shot that goes all the way through as Jesse Rooney's shot was deflected. It came through easily. Arnold back behind his own net, the center iceman to try to set it up, looking for Ryan Kraft. That's rejected at the blue line. Olsen holding his own. Olsen's had a good second period here for White Bear, number 2. 2-on-0 break. Arnold leading, Kraft trailing. Meyer, a big save on the breakaway. Here's a centering pass by Arnold, and it goes all the way through. Now Rory Corton, the defenseman, is in deep. Kraft looking for a loose puck, but Rhodes plays it away. Hopped away from Rooney. And White Bear breaks the center ice. This is Strokerts breaking it in. Strokerts centering, and it comes all the way through. Big pileup takes Gregoire out of the play, but the Bears can't get control of the puck. Now a 2-on-1 back the other way. Nice poke check at the blue line. Nice play by Lammers. Kraft trying to center it. That's broken up and shot out by Schuler and shot down to the end of the ring. Grammer being chased by Rooney. Check thrown by Strokerts, but they find Frisch. He's open. Cut to the middle. On the backhand, it goes through the crease, but wide. Nice move by Frisch, who gets the puck. Back behind the net, they working. Centering pass in front, broken up by the White Bear defense again, and it's cleared to center. Wrapped away, but finally controlled by Jamison. He gets it in. As the tempo here picks up a little bit, Moorhead may be playing with a little more urgency now. 3 minutes to go in the period. A chance in front, and Gregoire pokes it into the corner. Giese goes after he takes a hit. Now a quick centering pass up the middle. A shot by Sweeney. He deflects and comes back into the near side. Jared Rickstead had that last shot, and it looked like it was going to be a dandy. Back at the blue line, a good block by Lammers. He sends it to the corner. This is Sweeney after the puck. Now behind the net, Giese. Giese playing it back to the line. Rickstead waited too long, and it was knocked away from him by Matt Cullen. But Rickstead back to the puck. The Spuds making a 3-man change on the fly. Here comes White Bear Lake. Rickstead, the defenseman in deep, puts it right in front of the net, and it's knocked away by Rory Corton. He comes back to center ice. Trying to get it around Sweeney, that won't work. Now trailing the play is Spear, and a save made by Meyer. Goal apparently has come loose. And that's the reason for the whistle.
That was good action back and forth, and I have to tell you, White Bear defensemen Schuler, Olsen, Lammers, Rigstead all made good plays. There was a real smart play made by Kraft. When Arnold was breaking away, it looked like Olsen could catch him. Kraft got in front, sort of ran interference. You had the breakaway. Big save by Meyer on Arnold. Then after that, it was a 2-on-1. Lammers broke it up. Then it looked like a pass out of the corner. It was going to be right on the stick to Grammer. And Schuler makes a dive and puts it away. And then Rigstead comes up ice and makes a good save. Well, I'll tell you, here comes Frisch coming in. He makes a nice move to the inside. The backhander goes wide on the far side, just past the post. But the defenseman's stick caught a piece of it. And that just deflected a little wide.
Long pass up on the right wing boards is offside as they tried to feed it ahead to Chris Mosley, and
linesman gets a takedown.
And points too, I suppose.
But some wide open hockey there by both sides. Goaltenders, Rigstead had a shot from right in the middle and had to make a good save. Gregoire did. So each of the goaltenders tested, and some wide open action. It was pretty exciting there for a couple of minutes.
Now, we told you White Bear now has only 4 shots on goal, but on the other side, defensively, they've tightened up. They've held Moorhead to just 7 as well. So reduced that number from the first period by a considerable amount. Rob Grammer back to get the puck. Plays it out to center ice for Arnold. He tried to one touch a pass ahead, then it's deflected and cleared. And goes out of play and back in, so we get a stoppage.
Thought he got himself a camera there. He fired it right by the cameraman.
Got a couple of consolation scores to pass on to you, as Hermantown was a winner in overtime. They lost by just a goal yesterday, so it was Hermantown 3, Farmington 2. And Edison shook off last night's disappointment to rally to beat Breck today 4-1. That is in consolation play. So for the consolation championship in Class A, it'll be Edison and Hermantown on Saturday. And now we get a puck out of play with 1 minute and 37 seconds to go in period number 2.
Well, the defenseman there, Rigstead, standing right up on Kraft, deflecting that shot over the glass. As Kraft was taking the shot, he had Haberlich going to the net on the far side. He just gets that puck through. The goalie's not only got to make a save, got to make certain he doesn't give up a rebound. The clock now winding down, 1:37 to go in the second period. Moorhead trailing 3-2, even though they were shooting right there 22-7. Probably feeling a little frustration about this time.
There is Stroker racing it ahead. Game-winning goal against Kilmurray in that overtime game. Arnold plays it out at center to Kraft. Nice job of catching it. Kraft trying to swoop his way in, but Tony Lammers plays him right into the corner. Lammers an unheralded but very steady defenseman. At the line, Grammer shooting, and a glove catch by Meyer, and lots of traffic. He holds on.
And he makes the save and holds on, and he did it nice and smoothly. Wasn't rattled. He had some help from Tony Lammers in front, moving Haberlich out of the way so he could see it all the way. He went down a little bit, but grabbed that shot and just held on. You see the help he's getting in front of the net? He's able to see that shot all the way, makes a save, and Lammers takes Haberlich out. Face off to his left, and that's what they've got to do for Meyer right now. Make certain that he can see the shot. Don't let them set up any screens in front where they're going to hit one through traffic.
It's been a real impressive period for White Bear Lake, watching them right their own ship and get things on course. They're playing cool and with a great deal of confidence right now. Here comes Cullen, less than a minute to go. Center right in front. Frisch was looking for the tip-in, but it was broken up by Eric Olsen. In the high slot, a drive goes wide. Frisch with the rebound. They fired in front looking for Bagney, and a clean interception by Sweeney. Sweeney with a lead pass, just a little too far for Giese. Giese in deep. Had a man in front, had Dave Hall parked out there for a half a second. Now about 30 seconds to go in the period as they flip it back in. It's in deep, it comes in on goal, so they have to blow it down on the offside.
Well, they had another chance there, but Frisch elected to go across the middle. He had his point man Grammer wide open. That's the one thing if Moorhead could improve on what they're doing. They're not using their points enough. When they get a lot of congestion in front, they continue to try and force passes through the middle. Very infrequently have they used the points. The points have really got their shots through turnovers. If they just get it back to the blue line with all that confusion in there, one of those shots might get through or they might get a rebound, but they're turning over pucks in the slot area by trying to pass through too many people.
Up off the far wall, it's laid ahead by Pete Cullen, taken away from Josh Arnold, and it's either offside or played with a glove hand.
Play with the hand. And looking at Arnold right there, who's had a pretty solid game with the puck, and yeah, he's got 71 points coming into the season. Clever playmaker, real good on his skates. 4th year in this tournament, so very accustomed to what you have to do here.
How about those career numbers for him, Louis? 207 points, an equal number nearly of goals and assists. That is quite a balance. Now into the corner, here's Arnold. Trying to stop it in, and again on that short side, but Meyer was there to kick it away. Out to center ice, Lammers, the defenseman, shooting at Cairns into the corner. Pete Cullen goes after it, Strokirch after him, out to the loose puck. Nearly popped it in front of the net, and it's at the side. Grammer takes it behind as the horn goes. They trade goals here in the second period. White Bear Lake continues to find itself up by 1 goal, 3-2. It was a nice period for them.
It was a real good period for them. They started to move the puck out of their zone. They gave their goaltender a lot of help. They used their body effectively, and they had some real solid play from their defensemen. Their defensemen were caught a couple of times, and the other fellow back there always made a good play. They were helping out. Essentially, they played the kind of period they wanted. They started to tighten up somewhat. They didn't give the good quality chances. They did have a few against them, but not nearly as many as in the first period. So overall, they got to feel good. Again, they're leading it going in, and Moorhead's got to be a little frustrated by this one.
All right, White Bear has righted their ship and still hold on to a lead of 3-2. Our Louisville Stick scoreboard shows you that it's the Bears 3, the Spuds 2. Live from the Civic Center, this is 1994, continuing coverage of the high school hockey tournament.
For spring by updating your kitchen at Menards. Elger cast iron sinks are now on sale. Choose from many styles and colors. This white double bowl sink is $128 after rebate. Add style to your sink with a faucet from Peerless. This double handle faucet is just $29.69. A single handle with pull-out spray is $99.99. At Menards, you'll always find low prices.
Save big money at Menards.
It's the biggest truck sale in the heartland, but time is running out. You have 3 days left to save big on the most popular truck in the heartland, Chevy CK. Plus, get $1,200 in option package discounts. One look and you'll see why Chevy outsells Ford, Dodge, Toyota, and all the rest. Nobody beats Chevy. Nobody. Don't wait one more day. It all ends March 14th. Hurry to your Heartland Chevy GO dealers.
Create a warm, beautiful hearth with a Heat and Glow fireplace. Heat and Glow's direct vent gas fireplaces do not require a chimney. The airtight firebox exchanges outside combustion air and exhaust gases through a balanced flue system. These patented fireplaces are clean burning and energy efficient. For your existing fireplace, Heat and Glow offers gas logs and efficient gas or wood burning inserts. Heat and Glow, the smart choice. Available at...
These are annual and perennial weeds before Banvel. These are annual and perennial weeds after Banvel. This is Spike. These were weeds. This is Canopy. Unlike contact herbicides, just one spray of Banvel at Spike gives you all the residual control you need. Banvel, it's simple but effective.
And now, a Minnesota 9 News update.
Good afternoon, I'm Gary Rebstock. A mother loses 5 of her children when her home is set on fire in St. Paul. Today, Terry Coppage talks publicly for the first time about her tragedy.
I want to ask the system to give those guilty of this terrible crime the harsh penalties when they are arrested and convicted. Even then, no sentence can equal the sentence Andre and I have been given.
The Ramsey County Attorney's Office is following all leads in that arson. 2/3 of the town of Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania has been evacuated. A seed mill is on fire there. Officials say chemicals inside the mill could cause a toxic mess if it mixes with water. Senator Dave Durenberger has pleaded not guilty again to abusing his Senate expense account. Those charges had been dismissed last December, but he was re-indicted by a grand jury last month. Well, many of you watching today's hockey tournaments have never seen Minnesota 9 News before. Here's a look at some of the reasons we want you to watch.
If you've seen Minnesota 9 News lately, you've seen the most complete coverage of the events that touch our lives.
using local and national news with depth and insight that other newscasts don't have time for. Our partnership with CNN enables Minnesota 9 News to cover the day's top events from around the world. And Minnesota 9 News is gaining the reputation as the station with investigative reports that affect people's lives.
The water from this fountain, the one teacher Laura Lane drinks from, is highly contaminated. 260 units of lead found in our sample. To give you an idea of how bad that is, EPA recommends if the lead level of any fountain or outlet exceeds 20, take it out of service immediately.
When we had the waters tested at several local schools, the results were alarming. Dangerously high levels of lead. Results that no one was aware of until Minnesota 9 News broke the story.
Minnesota 9 News investigation has uncovered some serious problems with security at Twin Cities International.
Just about every week, ITS advertises for help. So we sent producer Eric Lunston in with a hidden camera to apply for a job as a pre-board screener.
The FAA saw our story, and since its airing, has launched a full investigation resulting in changes that improve security. Growing, meeting the changing needs of viewers in the Twin Cities. Award-winning stories. All from the #1 independent television station in the country. KMSP TV's Minnesota 9 News.
And that's the news for now. We'll have more updates for you during tonight's games. I'm Gary Repstock.
If you were to take every article, every review, every honor, every award, everything positive people have had to say about the Toyota Camry and put it on a wall, you'd need a very big wall. And now there's the new 1994 Toyota Camry with dual airbags, a new V6, and built in America. Imagine the wall we're going to need for that.
Mr. Miller?
Yeah?
This is TCF. Mr. Miller, if you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
I'd make them have a lot more cash machines in more locations for emergencies.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
TCF, banking the way you want it.
20 years in the making, the most advanced prototype of its kind. Multi-million-dollar technology, light years ahead, but closer than you may think. The ultimate merging of man and machine, form and function. Hang on for the ride of your life. RoboCop, the series. The future of law enforcement is here.
You know, this new Mercury Sable's been designed with a great number of standard features. It was also designed with this great number.
Now lease Mercury Sable GS for just $269 a month for 24 months and enjoy features like power driver's seat, speed control, power windows and locks, dual airbag protection, and available anti-lock brakes. All just $269 a month.
Looks to me like the numbers are definitely in your favor. Mercury Sable. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer now for the best numbers around.
There's our score as our second intermission continues at the Civic Center. White Bear Lake 3 and Moorhead 2 in this second quarterfinal game of the Class AA competition at the 94 State High School Hockey Tournament. White Bear Lake certainly shored up their defense, looking pretty good in their own end. With a 3-2 lead, however, I don't think they're just going to sit back on that, Louis. I imagine they're going to still try to get some offense generated. Only had 7 shots on goal.
Yeah, they've got to think of getting more chances because Moorhead's going to continue to come after them. Even though Moorhead right now, and don't kid yourself, is a little bit frustrated and wondering, hey, we've only got a period to go. Are we going to be able to win this game? You know that Moorhead's capable of getting more chances, and they will. So White Bear's got to think, what can we do? And what they can do right now is capitalize on Moorhead's anxiousness, on Moorhead's somewhat gambling abilities, because Moorhead starts to have their defensemen come into the play, and the forwards are all down deep. And we've seen time and time again in that second period where there was only one defenseman back. He made the play or the pass was missed by White Bear. But White Bear might have an opportunity to capitalize on catching a man and getting a man advantage break, a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 situation.
In that second period, they traded goals, and the first one went to Moorhead as Redfield makes a nice rush.
Redfield came all the way from the red line, around the wing, around the defenseman, cut in on the net. And that's where both the wing and the defenseman have to take that man out. You can't continue to let him to drive to the net. Moorhead does that well. They go to the net and they go with speed. But White Bear answered right back and Road passes that puck right out the middle, and it came right in the slot area, and that shot was just taken very, very quickly. And when you score right off the pass like that and right after they scored, you know, White Bear's got to get a lot of confidence when they can come back, and they did that twice, scoring right after Moorhead had gotten on the board.
Redfield his 5th, and the goal by Strokirch his 16th. Those are the only 2 goals scored in that second period of play. On our Yellow Pages shots on goal scoreboard, bring you up to date on where we are through 2 periods. Some pretty slim numbers there for White Bear Lake. 3 and then 4 for a total of 7. But I think the significant factor there is they cut Moorhead just about in half, from 15 in the first period to just 8 shots on goal, a fairly normal number for a second period of play. And I imagine their defensive play will remain just as steady. And one of their guys that really impressed me was the senior Tony Lammers, number 6.
Lammers made a real good play in the 2-on-1, but all the defensemen not afraid to use their weight, and that's something White Bear has been doing a little better and a little more of in the second period, body checking, and they've got to do even a little bit more of that to slow Moorhead down somewhat.
Our second intermission will continue after we take this timeout. There's our score, 3-2. We'll be right back after this.
Famous Footwear's got the buy.
10 to 50% savings every day.
Famous Footwear's got the brand.
Nike leather cross trainer, $39.99.
We'll put your feet in brand new shoes.
Nike Big Flight basketball.
A ton of savings in your hands. Famous Footwear.
Men's and women's Nike Exodus joggers.
Just $29.99.
Famous Footwear's got the buys. Famous Footwear's got the brands. Branded shoes for less. Famous Footwear. Famous.
Spruce up your home with help from Menards. Start with a fresh coat of Glidden paint. Spread Solo is Glidden's highest hiding paint. Just $6.95 a gallon. Spread Satin is $8.79. Cover your floors with plush Diamond Mills carpet. King's Ransom attached back carpet installs easily. Just $7.99 a square yard. Carpet remnants are 30% off regular roll prices. Save on home improvement needs at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Has 800 horns, dozens of antennas, 4,000 wheels, and lives under 3 ounces. The auto show at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Make tracks. Come see over 100,000 horses gathered together under one roof. The auto show at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Make tracks. It's here. $14 million worth of cars, trucks, and conversion vans. Auto Show 94 revs up at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Make tracks.
It's the biggest truck sale in the heartland, but time is running out. You have 3 days left. See us now, and you could be driving this brand new Chevy S-Series, loaded with AM/FM stereo and much more. Not for $300 a month, but only $177 for 24 months. $177. Don't wait one more day. It all ends March 14th. Hurry to your Heartland Chevy Geo dealers.
Minnesota's favorite one, gentlemen.
Welcome back to the St. Paul Civic Center. The GMC Viking Land Cam perched high atop the Civic Center here, giving us that view of the sellout crowd here this afternoon to see the Class AA quarterfinals. Moorhead has one more period to do something about White Bear Lake's 3-2, as our announcers have told you. Moorhead's enjoyed a sizable advantage in the territorial play, but White Bear Lake, even though they've got just 7 shots on goal, they made 3 of them count, and none of them were fluke goals. They made the most of their opportunities, and that's why they are leading 3-2. Jeff Grayson joins me, and Jeff, I know you had a chance to visit with Terry Cullen a little bit. What did he have to say about the predicament?
Well, he said he doesn't want his players to get frustrated. It is a little frustrating. He says you just have to accept the fact that White Bear Lake is playing awfully efficient, even though they don't have that many shots on goal. They're converting them, like Frank and Lou were saying earlier. He said they just got to stay on top of things. Don't panic. They're just down by a goal. He says if they play their style of game, he thinks they can still pull it out in the 3rd period.
Okay, and what Lou had also mentioned is the Moorhead has to be careful giving up more chances because the situation where they have to press to tie the score. Again, one consolation score to pass along. Hermantown wins 3-2 over Farmington. Still waiting for the score from Breck and Edison. We'll pass that along to you as soon as we get it. Now let's go back upstairs for the third period.
All right, Jim, thanks very much. You were talking about White Bear Lake and their record 16, 7 losses and 2. Fair number of losses for a team that would be bidding for a state championship. But I think one of the key things is that they had 5 of those losses very early in the season and only lost twice in the second half of the year. You're taking a look at a third-line defenseman, just a sophomore, Luke Simonson. Can't play in this game. Why? Well, I guess he got caught up literally in the celebration in the overtime win at Hill Murray. Took a teammate's skate in the hand and severed a tendon. I guess they've rearranged his glove so that he can wear it and get his hand in there. But I guess as a sophomore, he's just happy to be on the bench. State tournament time.
Well, it's pretty nice that they let him come to the tournament anyway and dress him. You know, they have the opportunity to bring someone up from the JV, but they figured he's been with the team all year long, and they use 4 defensemen the majority of the time, so they brought him along. It's a pretty nice thrill for this kid. As you said, only a sophomore. Maybe he'll get a chance to play in a tournament in the future if he's not able to participate because of that injury during this tournament.
Nice crowd of over 15,000 here on hand. Only 8,800 here for both sessions yesterday in the Class A tournament. We are underway. White Bear with a 3-2 lead. And we're in the third. Here's Rode trying to center it. Got it right back. Shot it, and it just went behind the net. Rode in the corner. Now they roll it ahead to center. 3-on-2 Moorhead. Here's Cullen trying to get in. Can't beat the D.
Here's a 2-on-1 again, Frank. That's what we're talking about.
Led by Rooney in deep. And a little wraparound try comes all the way through. Tried to work it in deeper. Tony Lammers was there. Back at the blue line. Rig set shooting. That one goes behind the net. Rooney trying to track it down. And Troy Bagney is first man of the loose puck, but they lose it. Strokert's playing it in deeper. That hits Grammer. And it's grabbed now by Sweeney. Sean Sweeney patiently waited and then tried to dump it in deeper. And it's back out at center ice. Another errant pass coming out of the zone. Played in over the line by Doug Schuler. In the slot with the centering pass, and it's taken away. And Ryan Kraft gets it right back. 2-on-2, he brings it in. Streaking a great move. The backhand goal! What a play by Kraft. We're tied at 3.
I got to tell you, that was a marvelous shot. He was way past the net. He had the goaltender down. He had to put it upstairs. And if you saw the way that play started, it was all started by Arnold way down deep in the own zone. And a spin around pass coming back to him. Kraft with real good moves coming down the outside, pulls it through the defense. Now watch how far over he goes to his right. The goalie's way with him, and he had to get it up and over, and he put it right underneath the crossbar to tie this game. A great goal by Kraft. A fabulous backhand shot with almost nothing to hit. He hit it right there. Even the goaltender Meyer's legs were up high. That puck just went right under the crossbar and really gives Moorhead a little bit of breathing because they came out this period and looked a little confused and a little anxious.
Kraft, his second goal of the game, number 48 and 49 on the season. And a loose puck in the slot as Haberlack came back to try to clear it for Moorhead, and now Kraft leads the rush to center. He's a game-breaking player, trying to beat Olsen again. This time he's taken down and goes into the boards, but he's all right. Now Olsen clears, and it's back out at center ice. Well, I'll tell you, Eric Olsen may be feeling awfully bad about being beaten on that play by Kraft, but there aren't too many defensemen that were going to stop him on that rush up ice. A 3-3 hockey game. We're early in the third. With the break, we'll be right back with the 1994 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
He's a lover,
a fighter,
a father, and a friend. He's Coach.
Weeknights at 6:30 on Minnesota 9.
Well, Moorhead coming on top to tie this game early in the third period with a great goal by Kraft. 13:10 to go, and now probably breathing a little easier because White Bear had him in the first 30 or 40 seconds somewhat anxious and just missed connecting on a couple of good passes which could have given him a good opportunity.
Pete Cullen shooting right on, a stick save made by Scott Meyer. Up on the far side, Schwartzbauer trying to get it out at center. Now Pete Cullen back at his own line to get it, being chased there by Chris Mosley. Here's Cullen, the defenseman, shooting it in, and hits a skate, hops right back out. Now a takeaway at center ice, Sweeney. Flipping it in, Grammer with the interception. Now back out at center ice. And driven in by Rigstead. Left catch by Gregoire, and he leaves it for Pete Cullen. Cullen playing it around. It's tipped. Now off the far wall. Ralph Kramer trying to get it out again. Played it ahead to David Fear, who gets it in over the line, and going deep for it is Bergstrom. There's Bergstrom in a pile up there with Rigstead. Now Matt Cullen goes in after it. Matt Cullen, number 7, is Terry Cullen, the coach's son. Pete would be the cousin. And a rush by Pete Rode goes into the corner now. Taken behind the net by Joel Jamieson. An interception on the far side, and a quick shot by Rooney comes all the way through. At the blue line, a blast by the defenseman Schuler. That was blocked. And it hops loose in the slot. Rooney tried to tee it up. He was jammed out. Strokert shooting. That's blocked. And it bounced past Olsen back out to center ice. Strokert waiting for the zone to clear. The pass hits Bagney. Then Rode gets it. Gets it in. And Cullen is there to sweep it away. Still can't get it out of the zone, however.
One thing about this White Bear Hockey Club, you score on them, they battle back, and they've been battling back every time they got scored on in this game.
It's a tight one here on our TCF scoreboard, 3-3 with the break. We'll be right back with the 94 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
You're watching the 1994 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournaments, brought to you in part by Banville Herbicide, your Vikingland GMC truck dealer, and by Subway.
It's almost as if someone said to White Bear, we score on you, you have to get angry, because they get angry and they play a little better right after Moorhead scores. Every time Moorhead scored, White Bears picked it up. It just seems like it's really odd that the momentum, instead of going to Moorhead, goes to White Bear. And White Bear knows that they've got a chance to win this game. It's 3-3, and they've been in it all the way, led most of the way. And so they're not giving up. They're really giving Moorhead everything they want.
Now on the far wall, Justin Giese is jammed up hard by Grammer. That takes the defenseman out of the play, at least for the time being. And they quickly relay it ahead to Arnold, speeding in over the line. Gets his backhand off, and it goes wide. Grammer playing it in deeper. Arnold goes after it. He's met by Olsen and met solidly. Now Haberlock throwing a check along the wall. But maybe Haberlock got the elbow up. Yeah, or does the penalty go on the other side? A White Bear player skating off. We'll tell you about it in a moment. We're tied at 3. This is High School Hockey 94, live from the Civic Center.
Introducing the all-new GMC Sonoma. We've packed everything we know into this one, Sonoma from GMC Truck.
Moorhead with a golden opportunity here. They've got a great power play. It scored at 52% this year. Eric Olsen going off for elbowing after the play, giving Moorhead a chance to go on top here in the third period, as we are at a 3-3 tie with 10:52 to go.
This is only the third power play of the game. Second for Moorhead, in front for Fritz, waiting, shooting. Meyer held his ground, he'll have to stop Bagney, and hits the goalpost. Cullen shooting, that hits the post.
That's the third pipe for Moorhead this afternoon.
Centered for Frisch, Meyer the save. Strokert clears not out, then it's wrapped to center ice, and raced ahead by Rooney shorthanded. Swept to the puck by Grammer, and back on the power play come the Spuds. 3-on-2, they hit the line. Offside, however.
Well, you got a defenseman, Grammer, rushing the puck. He's got 2 men with him, both Cullen and Frisch ahead of him. You got to move the puck up. Cullen and Frisch should not go offside anyway. When you got a 3-on-2, don't go offside. But a defenseman, when you're going up, especially in a power play, give the puck up. Here's a shot right off the crossbar. That was after Moorhead had previously hit the pipe twice. It's unbelievable. That pipe has been a big favorite fan for Scott Meyer today. 3 pipe saves, plus 27 shots on net. It made this a 3-3 game for Moorhead and White Bear.
Rob Grammer back out at center ice to control. They whip it ahead to Kraft. Kraft trying to get around Sweeney, and does! Wade shoots, scores! Can't let him along that long, and it's 4-3. Moorhead their first lead of the game.
What another beautiful goal, beautiful goal. Whenever you've got, goal scorers have that. Whenever you've got the ability and the presence of mind to wait, that's when you're going to score goals. You want the goalie to make the first move. Kraft got him to make the first move. He comes out of the right corner. He makes a move. The goalie goes down. He's able to wait. The good goal scorers wait a long time. And here's Kraft around the outside with great speed. Coming in, makes a move down. Everybody goes down. Waits, rights himself with good balance so he can get the shot upstairs. You saw not only the goaltender, but the defenseman fall. So he's got to get it up. And he was able to wait and go over to his forehand. Watch him regain his balance right here coming across. Now he sets, get it up top. He gets it up top. The second one that he puts up top under the crossbar. One the backhander, the other one the forehand. And Moorhead gets the lead here, 4-3.
What a game for Ryan Kraft. Took a great pass to get his first goal and two great rushes to give him the hat trick tonight. Now back out at center. Loose at center ice. Played in deep by Mosley. And rattle up along the wall again. Up to center ice comes Arnold. Arnold bringing it in, has a trailer. Shoots, he scores! An incredible shot!
That one, oh, Frank, that one caught the actual little point between the goaltender's shoulder and the right pipe. Right inside, it almost deflected off the shoulder, off the pipe. It was that much of a small area that had to be hit by Arnold, and he hit it. I don't think even the goalie knew where the puck was in. I know Arnold didn't know it went in the net at first. Watch this shot coming down the outside. Look where it goes. Oh, right over the shoulder, under the pipe on the right side as he had been taking a nice heavy hit from Schuler. He got that shot off and put it where it's very tough to put. Look at that puck. Right up in the corner, over the shoulder. And Moorhead with the first two goal of the afternoon here. Up ahead, 5-3, 9:27 to go.
These two goals coming just 34 seconds apart. Kraft his 40th. Arnold, who's on a 3-point game here with his 36th goal, and he's got 2 assists to go along with it. Haverlock will get the lone assist on that one. 5-3 the score. And the Spuds have turned it around in a hurry here with 3 unanswered in the first 5.5 minutes of the third. So they go from being down by 1 to being up by 2. Out at center ice it comes loose. They shoot it in. Shot back out by Jamison, and then he gets some help from Bagney. Brought in now by David Spear. Spear locks up with Randy Gallatin along the near wall. A couple of Moorhead players collide, and Lammer plays it up on the near side into a crowd. Still not out. Played in deeper by Derek Bernstrom. Now they grind it out for a while, and finally the Bears are able to clear it down. But in so doing, they're going to call this icing. They do. With 8:14 to go in period number 3. Moorhead 5, White Bear 3. This is High School Hockey 94, live from the Civic Center.
Why do you get a great cut at Great Clips? Ask our stylists.
It's a professional atmosphere.
Extensive ongoing training.
At Great Clips, you get salon quality style without a salon price.
Customers come back because they have confidence in you.
Our specially trained stylists make the difference.
You're going to get a good cut no matter what Great Clips you go to.
I'm a professional hairdresser.
Great Clips. I love it.
8:14 left in the third period. Moorhead up by 2 goals, and I am with Nancy Cullen, who has triple the interest in this game. Her husband is the coach, a son on the team, and a nephew, too. Is it triple the excitement?
Yes, it is. I think anytime you have someone involved on a team, the game is more exciting. But to have 3 special, important people makes it much more exciting and interesting.
Nancy will be watching the Cullens, and Moorhead, hopefully they can hang on.
Thanks. I hope so, too.
All right, let's go back upstairs.
Thanks very much. 8 minutes to go here in the third period. 3 Moorhead goals in this period. Kraft again on the power play, and then Arnold. All 3 of them single assists. So the Spuds are turning it around in a hurry. Right in front, and Haverlock's shot goes wide. Boy, they have really come out here looking like a much different team Moorhead has. Offensively looking really good, and they've just turned it up about 3 more notches. Josh Arnold going for the corner, and a nice save by Meyer. Now to center ice, or at least to the line. Pete Rode, he gets it out at center. Pete Cullen plays it away, and then it's played in deep by Bagney. Matt Cullen goes after it. Meyer is there to get it around, and get it around in a hurry, and gets it out to center ice. Ryan Frisch bumped off the puck at center, and it's driven in from center ice by Bagney. Matt Cullen hammering it around and playing pinball right now. Finally hauled out to center ice by White Bear Lake. Really shooting. That one was deflected and came in as a change of pace shot. And Gregoire, I think that's his first shot of the period.
Well, it's the first shot since the 13-minute mark of the second period. The White Bears had on the lead.
Now brought in by Bagney again. Trying to spin to get loose. Back in the high slot. Corton shooting. That comes down. Rickstedt played it away. Now Lammers to pick it up and try to move it out. Nearly was swept to the puck, but he still got it to center, and then the Bears dump it into the corner.
Going to be a delayed penalty.
Dave Hall goes after it. A high sticking penalty will be coming up with about 6.5 to go here in the third. It is Moorhead 5 and White Bear Lake 3. This is High School Hockey 94, live from the Civic Center.
Christian Brothers Diamond Design Slap Sock, America's stick for 94. For over 30 years, Christian Brothers of War Road, Minnesota have been making the highest quality hockey sticks in composite, aluminum, wood, and fiberglass, and goalie sticks for players of all ages and abilities. All Christian sticks feature the famous Diamond Design Slap Sock. The Christian name is your assurance of quality, durability, responsiveness, reliability. Christian Brothers, hockey sticks made by hockey players.
White Bear now gets an opportunity to go in the power play as Moorhead was called for high sticking. First we had Corton go to the bench, but Cullen got it over by the box, so they're changing men going in the penalty box. So Cullen will be the one going off with high sticking. White Bear will be going on the power play, trailing by 2, having an opportunity to close the gap.
Corton didn't protest. I wonder if he got somebody too.
Yeah, he did. I thought that he was going to get the one. He really had his stick up right in front of the bench. There was a double check over there. So he came first, and they let him sit, and then all of a sudden they said, no, we want 7. So
White Bear's second power play of the game. There's been only one power play goal, that by Ryan Kraft. And they could use one here badly to pull themselves within 1 with the power play goal. There's only 6 minutes left in regulation. Not an awful lot of time. Up on the wall, it's kept alive by Haverlock, and then he was dropped. Good hit by Randy Gallatin, who has seen a couple of shifts here in the third. Ryan Kraft back in his own end. Hands it away, however, to Jensen, and then lost it, and then Kraft clears it all the way down.
Really, Kraft had the zone down deep, and he had room to stay down there. You don't want to take it back into your own zone. You might pass it to neutral zone to a defenseman and just let him shoot it right back down, but once you're on the penalty kill and you're in a situation where you got the puck in their zone, the only time you take it out is if you're going to give it to someone wide open in the neutral zone who'll have plenty of time to shoot it back down. Otherwise, you keep the puck ahead. You don't want to give up a zone unless you know you're going to get it right back, and you want to make certain that you don't turn the puck over when you're shorthanded in your own zone.
There's a minute 15 left on that penalty to Cullen.
The whole Moorhead team standing up in the players' bench looking at the clock. You look over at the players' bench, there's only 3 of them sitting down. They're somewhat anxious.
This is Strokerch getting ready for the faceoff. He's the winger on this line, and it's played by Rode. He tried to play it back to Lammer, but got too much on it and was cleared all the way down.
Bagney helped him a little bit, slapped his stick as he was going to pass it, and so that got it right down the middle.
Out to center ice, they work it up on the far wall to Jensen. He's stripped of the puck, 2-on-1 shorthanded. In deep, Grammer, the defenseman. And he finally leads it back behind the net to go back to his defensive position here shorthanded. It rolls up on the net, and they're going to get a face-off, perhaps in the White Bear zone.
See, that was a good play by Grammer. He took the puck down deep. He had nobody to give it to. All he did is just dump it down behind the net, and he got back in position.
Doug Schuler going off. He would be a second-line defenseman.
He's probably got something wrong with his skate because he didn't look like he was hurting in any way.
No, he's doing fine there on his own power, but
sometimes you lose an edge and you want to get the skate done in a hurry.
So he's only got 5:13 left in regulation to get back in here. the face-off circle along with Struckert. No one's really got it yet. Struckert finally battles to get it ahead. Carried to center ice by Jensen. Man advantage for a little more than a half minute. There's Jensen centering it. Tried to work it over to Rooney, but it never got through to him. Back at the blue line, it's cleared. It's cleared all the way down, and Lammers will have to track it down.
White Bear's got to watch out. When you got a player with the caliber of Ryan Kraft out there who can score at will, you got to make certain you don't give him any opportunities, because he really has his nose for the net and knows how to put it in.
At the line, Lammers trying to keep the play alive on the power play. He locked up there with Kraft to prevent him from getting to the puck. That keeps the puck in the zone. Just 7 more left in the power play, though. And it's underneath the body, we assume. So we'll have the stoppage.
Moorhead's got the ability to put people out on the ice when they're killing the penalty that not only can score goals, they can handle the puck, they can kill time when they get control of the puck. When you got guys like Kraft and Arnold and Cullen that have great hands, they get control of the puck. You got a big ice surface. They'll skate around, they'll kill some time, they'll kill a clock, and if you make a mistake and forget about thinking defense, they'll go for the net and go for the goal.
White Bear only has 8 shots in this game, and what may be adding insult to injury is the fact that they don't have any shots on goal. There's one on the power play. That's their first shot on goal in 2 power play attempts.
That was a dandy.
Yes. Now the penalty to Cullen's over. 5 skaters aside. Cullen with Bagney as they bring it in. Bagney on the near wall is jammed up by Olsen. Now Cullen is hit by a couple of players. Olsen back to get the loose puck. And they work it up on the far side. A big hit thrown by Rory Corton. Bagney at center shooting it in. And both sides getting more physical now with under 4 to go in regulation. And a delayed offside called back at the blue line.
I don't think that Krish knew the puck came out of the zone, because he didn't come out of the zone at all. The puck got shot back in there by Grammer so quickly, and Krish was down on the ice. He got up, probably thought the puck just stayed in by the blue line. And it was a delayed offside, and he forced the defenseman deep behind the net. And once you do that and you don't allow him to come out, they just blow the whistle and call the offside.
From the draw, it comes loose out at center. Tipped all the way down by Rickstead. Picked up in the shallow side by Giese, who heads for the net and in the pile. Goalie was tangled up Greg Wire. But the puck harmlessly went behind. Here comes Grammer. He scored the overtime winner against Elk River, and behind the play.
Interference call going to be going on Cullen, and he's not very happy about it. Pete Cullen was coming out of the zone. He got tied up somewhat with Giese, and that's why he went over to talk to the referee. It almost looked like Giese was holding on as well, and they're calling interference on Cullen way behind the play. Giese went down. They were just jostling coming out of the zone.
Well, this is that becomes a very critical juncture in the game here. Another power play, back-to-back power plays for White Bear.
I see Coach Cullen's got his jacket off. He's probably feeling a little bit of nervousness now. He thought he just killed that one penalty, and they were sitting pretty good, but now they get an interference call against him. Another power play to kill, only with a 2-goal lead, 3:34 to go. Going to have a timeout here, White Bear. Good call by Schwartz. He wants to make sure he rests the fellas on the ice. So he's going to tell them what he wants to do and make sure they're well rested, because it's crucial for them to get a goal here.
A lot of good coaching experience for Mike Schwartz, who is an Augsburg graduate. 2 years here at White Bear Lake. He coached a couple of years in the U.S. League. Coached at Johnson High School, too, I think, back in the mid-70s. Spent a year in Italy, Louis.
Jesus, and he's only 23 years old. Actually, they just told us that Schuler, that went off the ice, had a rivet broken in the skate, and he's going to see if they can try and get it done. Those things you don't like to see happen. That's one good thing about colleges and pros. They've got guys right there that can fix that, because that's so crucial. You can't skate with that blade loose.
On the other side, Terry Cullen from International Falls in his 8th year at Moorhead. Also put in 8 years at Virginia, plus a year at Gilbert. Brought this team to a 2nd-place finish in 1992, a 3rd-place finish last year. And right now they've got a 2-goal lead here in the quarterfinals.
He's got to be happy the way they maintained the kind of tempo that they had from the outset, Frank. They've played at a very, very high pace throughout this whole game. They never let up. They kept going with speed. They kept coming. Early in the 3rd period, I think you have to point back. If they end up winning this game, the crucial goal was scored by Kraft when he got that backhand goal, because White Bear had them reeling. They were leading 3-2, and White Bear came out with their strongest start in the first 2 minutes, and really were getting some chances. All of a sudden, Kraft, who's very dangerous, breaks away, gets that shorthanded or that backhand goal, and from that point on, Moorhead's had pretty good sailing.
Reminder about a 2-hour special premiere on Tuesday, RoboCop the series Tuesday, and KMSP Minnesota 9. Great action in there, almost as good as we got here. Well, we'll see. Oh, loose puck. Kraft tucks it in for number 4, and a shorthanded goal should put this one away.
Boy, he's got three goals in a row now that are all coming through his ability to wait. This time he comes out, he almost loses the puck off his stick as he's coming up from behind the net. Watch how long he takes to put the puck in the net. I remember Cesar Maniago telling me one time that he just was driven nuts by Phil Esposito because he'd wait and wait and wait. He could never tell when he's going to release, and he'd always make the first move. Look at this. Look, he waits and waits and waits and waits. Finally puts it up and away.
Ryan Kraft with his 41st goal of the year, and I have a feeling he will excite a few people at Mariucci Arena next year.
Doug Wood's just got to be pinching himself and really very pleased that this guy's decided to go to the University of Minnesota next year.
6-3 the score, only 3 minutes to go. Haberlock will get the assist on that one, so he's assisted in the last 2 goals. And the Spuds, here's another one to make it 7-3. I was just about to say they're now approaching their season average in goals per game, and now it's 7.
Well, a great play right there again by Kraft. He could have taken the shot from 30 feet, but he sees Arnold coming from the right. He lays a perfect pass, and just to tell you the kind of hands Arnold's got, he just directs that puck into the net. You wonder why Arnold got that many points? Just look at the way he scores this goal. Kraft with a nice little backhand move here, now a forward pass, and just flicks that puck by. See, that puck was actually bouncing as it got to Arnold. He had to control it real quick and put it right in. See the bounce right there? Great little play. One by Kraft, second one by Arnold. A goal to Moorhead. And now there's no doubt about the winner here. They're going to win 7-3 right now. Short-handed goal again. 2 in a row. 2 short-handed goals. And that's what they can do to you. They not only kill penalties, you don't watch out, they score goals when they're short-handed.
Double short-handed goals there, make it 7-3. Kind of like the Civic Center Classic revisited, where White Bear Lake pretty much had Moorhead on the ropes, a very tight game, and then all of a sudden the Spuds just blow it open, much the same as they're doing here. They won 7-4 here at St. Paul Christmas time. Here comes Matt Cullen, and they haul him down to prevent a goal there, an obvious penalty.
Yep.
7-4 was a loss at Christmas time, and right now Moorhead is up 7-3 over White Bear with about 2:20 to go.
Well, that's just another case of Moorhead having the ability to break away even when they're shorthanded. They're going to have a holding call right here because Cullen was breaking away and had to get pulled down by Gallatin. And as he does, the power play that White Bear had gets nullified. Not that it's going to bother him because he got scored on twice on it. But it's going to give a power play to Moorhead after the penalty's up here for Moorhead. We only got 47 seconds to go on the penalty to Cullen.
4-on-4 for a while, 2:20 to go in regulation. And Moorhead has just come out explosively here in the third. And showing why they are among the elite in the league.
Shots on goal, 33-9, Frank. And that tells it all.
Yeah, it really does.
That's the kind of territorial difference there's been, and that's the kind of scoring difference you got on the board.
That and the Ryan Kraft story, too. I think you described earlier, Louis, the guy who can score at will, and he truly did that here tonight with the 4.
Boy. And then he sets up a pretty goal right there at the end for Arnold. I think he was thinking about shooting because he had a good opportunity to score, and then he sees Arnold, he says, I'll give him one.
Terry Cullen says that this definitely is the best team that he has ever coached. Power play now out for the Spuds after that last penalty call, and they'll have about 1:05. Not that they need it, but there's 1:25 to go in the game. Brought in from center ice by Ryan Fresh, and he puts it right across the middle. At the blue line, the Bears gain control and just get it out of the zone now. And that clock's not going to go fast enough for him. Meyer behind the net. An awfully strong first 2 periods and did what you want a goaltender to do. Keep you in the game until you get some offense generated, but the offense never came. Under a minute to go. And back to get it is Scott Tobo. Has time, flips it to Ryan Corton at center. That's broken up at the blue line as the reserves are out there now for Moorhead. And a loose puck to Pete Rhodes, shorthanded. Another 15 on the penalty and 35 in the period. In the corner, Rickstedt trying to play it ahead. It's tipped at in the slot. Now grabbed by Fear. He leads it back for Knutson. And that shot goes into the corner. Garrett Bergstrom goes after it as the penalty expires, and Meyer making one last good catch save, holding on to get a whistle with 16 seconds left in the game.
Well, it's pretty nice. Terry Cullen gets all his players in the game. As you said, he got the reserves in there right now, getting them some ice time, and also giving them the opportunity to get their feet wet in the state tournament, because this club has a good junior varsity as well, Frank. They were 17-1-1 this year, so they can threaten to get back here, even though they come through a tough district. Anytime you got to go through a team like Elk River, it's pretty tough, but they do have some quality players coming up as well.
Tell you what, White Bear Lake will bring 10 juniors back next year, or 8 seniors graduating, and a very rich hockey program. Nearly 1,600 kids in all levels of play in the White Bear area. But the glory this afternoon will go to the Moorhead Spuds, and a little extra push leading to shove at the final horn. And you hate to see it come to that, but cooler heads prevail right away, and things settle down, and Moorhead, with a 5-goal third period, rally and march on from a 1-goal deficit to a 7-3 victory.
Well, I'll tell you, they really deserve to win because they played at the same tempo throughout. They played very smartly. They moved the puck well. They continued to put pressure on White Bear. White Bear would come back constantly in the first and second period and actually came out very strong in the third, but Moorhead never gave up. They kept their ability to play at the same level there throughout the game, and eventually when you continue to get the kind of opportunities that they had, and they had a lot of them, some are going to go in the net, especially when you got the firepower that they got, and it ends up 7-3 thanks to the scoring power of Brian Kraft. He gets 4 goals and some real good help from people like Arnold and Cullen, people that can move that puck and control the puck. You know, you got a lot of good balance on that team, and I think Moorhead's got to be feeling really good getting through that club, White Bear.
Absolutely, an all-senior second line with Giese, Sweeney, and Hall, and a pretty good end of the season here. Sorry, that's for White Bear Lake. An all-senior first line for Moorhead, as they will be losing Haberlock, Arnold, and Ryan Kraft at the end of this year. But you look at that second line, which produced 60 goals for them, and Bagney, Cullen, and Frisch, they're all coming back as juniors. Bagney actually a sophomore.
Pretty good line, too.
Yes, it is.
They were the line that actually had the task of going against the top line of White Bear, and they were against them all game long because Cullen wanted his first line out against White Bear's second or third line.
On our Louisville Stick scoreboard, you'll see the final from this quarterfinal game. Moorhead 7, White Bear Lake 3. This is 1994, continuing coverage of the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Introducing the all-new 1994 two-door Camry Coupe. Any guesses where we got the idea? The new Toyota Camry Coupe, developed and built in America.
Hello?
Who's that, honey?
It's TCF. They want to know what to give people over 50.
Tell them free checking with interest, free checks, credit card protection, maybe travel discounts, and travel insurance.
Did you get all that?
And a Harley.
They'll go for everything but the motorcycle.
Club 50 from TCF. Banking the way you want it.
Spring is finally here. It's time to get our cars cleaned up from that winter time yuck.
and we can help you with the Champion Auto Store's Spring Checklist. Now, you can pick one up for free at any Champion Auto Store. And while you're there, check out all the things going on during our name brand sale. And if you stop in on Wednesday and Thursday, we can give you something for free. A free can of carburetor cleaner with any purchase. It's all part of what's happening at Champion Auto Stores right now. Don't miss it.
Create a warm, beautiful hearth with a Heat and Glow fireplace. Heat and Glow's direct vent gas fireplaces do not require a chimney. The airtight firebox exchanges outside combustion air and exhaust gases through a balanced flue system. These patented fireplaces are clean burning and energy efficient. For your existing fireplace, Heat and Glow offers gas logs and efficient gas or wood burning inserts. Heat and Glow, the smart choice. Available at
Welcome back to the St. Paul Civic Center. We have two semifinalists now in Class AA. Moorhead with a furious rally to get by a stubborn White Bear Lake team. 7-3, the final. Jim Gilliland back with you, joined by Terry Cullen and Ryan Kraft, the offensive hero of the game for Moorhead. We'll start with you, Coach. You're down after 2 periods, and I know that a stress situation isn't new to you guys after what you went through with Elk River, but it had to be a little tense for a while.
Well, yeah, you know, we thought that we'd been doing a pretty good job. We had limited their number of shots, but at the same time we were behind, and they had taken advantage of their opportunities real well. So we knew we had to continue to work hard defensively and not give them any more good offensive opportunities. We thought that offensively we'd get some great chances, and you know, we did. Ryan had some outstanding individual efforts. Josh Arnold also. So we stayed with the game plan. We worked really hard, and the kids did a great job.
Ryan, you're one of the guys wearing that C there, so you must have been an instigator in trying to generate some tactics there between the second and third periods. What did you guys talk about?
We just talked about playing good defense because we knew that we'd get chances to score, and we had to limit their opportunities. So that's just what we tried to do.
Okay, now it was important being down, I would imagine, going into the third to try to jump on them early. We have a look at the goal that tied it up at 3-3, which you scored. Maybe you can describe it. You can remember them all.
I was coming down the left side there, and I saw all the ice on the other side, and he was kind of running at me. I just tried to get the puck on the other side of him, and luckily I got it through his feet, and the goalie went down, and I put it upstairs.
We're going to take a look at it from another angle, Coach, and it seemed like Ryan, I know he has the ability, as most great offensive players do, to hang on to that puck just that extra second to get an opening.
That's so correct. He shows great patience with the puck here, and later when he scores on the offense, on the forehand here. But there's great patience, that little extra half a second that he waited to get the goaltender out of the way and get him down and put it upstairs into the shelf.
Ryan, being a senior moving on next year, this has got to be, you've had some talented teams come down here in past, but you guys look determined to get the job done.
Well, this has been our goal ever since the year started, was to win it all, and we've taken 2 really big steps today and last Saturday, so we got 2 more to go, and we're just concentrating on Sault St. Paul right now.
Coach, I've heard it said that you've said this is your best team. Is it that experience factor that gives you a little edge maybe from some of your talented teams in the past?
Well, this is our most talented team. It truly is. We've got a lot of great offensive punch, and we're stronger on the blue line, and we got the same goaltenders back, so we think we're better there than we have been too. So, you know, I think we're pretty well rounded. I think we've got a lot of weapons. I think we have a pretty good array of weapons there, and I think we can come at and. You know, we stayed with them as they had the momentum on their side, and their breaks kind of seemed to come with them. And, you know, we stayed with it, and then we got a couple chances, and we buried them.
Ryan, we got the coach's view of that game up in St. Cloud against Elk River. What was your attitude? Is that as exciting an experience as you've been through?
I think so. I mean, for the team, it was really exciting. I mean, they were #1 and undefeated, so, I mean, we beat them in overtime, and it was really exciting.
Congratulations to Ryan Kraft and Terry Cullen. We'll see you in the semifinals, and old Crafty put 4 of them away today to lead his team into that semifinal bracket. Nice rally by the guys from Moorhead. Thanks, fellas. We'll see you against South St. Paul, 7 o'clock Friday night, and we'll return to the St. Paul Civic Center with more State Tournament 94 in just a moment.
10 to 50% savings every day.
Famous Footwear's got the brand.
Nike leather cross trainer, $39.99.
We'll put your feet in brand new shoes.
Nike Big Flight basketball.
A ton of savings in your hands. Famous Footwear.
Men's and women's Nike Exodus joggers.
Just $29.99.
Famous Footwear's got best of buys. Famous Footwear's got the brands. Branded shoes for less. Famous Footwear. Famous.
Designed for speed. Built for adventure. A wave-busting superboat for hire. Terry Hulk Hogan, Chris Lemon, and Carol Alt are burning up the South Coast. Listen up for the sound of thunder.
There's always another day in paradise.
Thunder in Paradise.
Thunder in Paradise premieres Tuesday, March 22nd on Minnesota 9.
Are they taking it straight, or am I throwing it upstairs?
Arnold 2-2. You got that right.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back at the Civic Center in St. Paul. There's a look at the final score. 7-3 would be a deceiving score if you were trying to judge the entire hockey game by that, because the White Bear Lake Bears played the Spuds awfully tough for 2 periods, got some really good goaltending, and looked like they had a real shot at sneaking one out of here.
They really did, Frank, especially in the third period when they came out the way they did and took it to Moorhead for the first 30, 45 seconds. They had a couple chances down deep. Had they got another goal, you could sense that Moorhead was somewhat anxious. Whether they say it or not, they did admit it. But when you're there after 2 periods, you've had 20-some shots on goal, and you're actually trailing in the hockey game, nothing seems to be going right. You start thinking, are we going to run out of time? Is this one of those nights? And it certainly seemed that way. And then White Bear comes out strong, and all of a sudden, Kraft gets a key goal. And when that goal scored, it was just like a weight lifted off Moorhead. From there on out, it was all Moorhead. But White Bear played a strong game. They played the kind of game they had to play, and they got the kind of goaltending that you need to get in order to stay in the game. That's what made it close for as long as it did.
Let's take a look at our shots on goal, brought to you by the Yellow Pages, bringing you up to date statistically on how things looked through the 3 periods of this game. You'll see quite a dominance here, pretty much across the board. Things started to level out a little bit in the second period there. White Bear only 2 shots in that third period, and losing out in the shots department 34-9. I think those 2 shots in the third kind of just an indication of how much Moorhead had just put their thumb down on them and just gave them absolutely no air to breathe in the third.
Well, Moorhead had complete puck control in the third period. If you were to say possession time and there's 15 minutes in a period, they had to have at least 12 and a half minutes with that puck. And one thing that they do very well, they keep the puck. They move it around, they skate with it. They don't give you a chance to check them that easily. A team is easy to check when they stand around. Moorhead doesn't stand around. They keep moving, and when people are moving, they find openings or they find people who are in the open, and that makes it tough for a team to check.
TCF brings you our play of the game, a very key goal that we've talked about quite a bit, and this is a 3-3 goal. And I've run out of exclamation points on my score sheet here, Louis. This was a great one by Kraft.
Well, it was a great goal because he's got to beat a defenseman. He has him commit, and he slides it through. But more than that, he has the presence of mind to wait long enough to get the goaltender down. The goaltender had already committed, but then the goaltender is able to kick his legs up high, and it had to be a perfect shot to score. And to make a perfect shot on the backhand is very tough. And he not only had to put it up high, he had to put it past the legs, under the crossbar, and that's where he put it. And that was actually the best goal of the night for Kraft. Not only the most important goal, because it seemed to, at that time, signal to White Bear Lake, we're coming on. And from there on, I think it just lifted any kind of tenseness that Moorhead might have had. It opened the game up for Moorhead, but it was a crucial goal because it was so difficult to compete that kind of goal.
Good players make those tough plays look real easy, and Kraft certainly made that one look easy, too.
Well, the media picked good stars tonight. Josh Arnold, 2 goals and 2 assists. A big factor because he controlled the puck well. He got a couple goals at key times, but more than that, he was a thorn in the side of White Bear all night long. The second star, Scott Meyer, who deservedly is the second star. He would have been the first star, obviously, had they won. They didn't win. He kept White Bear in the game throughout. He had so many shots all night long, had to come up with crucial saves. Saves where people were in all alone. Saves when they had to see a puck through a screen. Saves on a rebound shot. He was excellent tonight. And obviously the best player on the ice after all, 4 goals and 1 assist, the crucial goals, pretty goals, shorthanded goals, power play goals, everything you want out of a player and everything Doug Woog was hoping he might get, he saw today. Ryan Kraft, the captain of this Moorhead Hockey Club, was outstanding, and he got 4 goals and 1 assist and the #1 star.
I think if you're a Division I coach, when you go out and you look at high school games or junior games, you're scouting some talent. What you look for, I think, is a game-breaking type player, someone who's going to just totally rise above the rest of the players level-wise. He's got to stand out at this level if he's going to be a good Division I player.
Yeah, one thing you learn as players move on in their hockey career, in order to get to the top, you have to have dominated all the way up.
Yep.
You're going to find out that as you go on from one level to the next, the levels keep getting cut down. How many players can make it? So when you look at it, usually it's always the guys that have dominated at one level to the next that turn out to be your stars. Kraft has dominated all through minor hockey and all through high school now. And hopefully, for the Gophers' sake, he's going to dominate in college.
What's your guess? How much ice time will he get as a freshman next year?
Well, not as much as he's going to get in the next 2 nights. I think that if Moorhead's going to win this championship and they got a shot at it, he's going to have to see a lot of ice. And you don't get freshmen as much ice as your captain and your leading player is going to get. And Moorhead, looking to win their first title, has to depend on Kraft. And Moorhead has got a fella here that I think is going to be an excellent hockey player for the university, but definitely the player that could lead him to the state tournament.
Jim Gilliland standing by at ice level, and Gilly, we'll go back to you now.
Thanks, Frank and Lou. Good analysis of Ryan Kraft, the Moorhead Spuds, and their furious rally. Teams that most people favored to get through to the semifinals. I'm Jim Gilliland. Join us. South St. Paul is here. Moorhead is here. Bloomington Jefferson is here, as is Duluth.